Last we left off, the Forge Force, with accompanying friends, had arrived at the Tide Peak Tower to converse with Darren the Wizard. Individually, each of the party were allowed to fabricate their own rooms within a ethereal mansion that was created inside the tower by Darren. All were given the chance to create something that would feel like home. Each of the party elected to spend this week in the Tide Peak Tower doing different things. Arni managed to catch Zenesha out on the town, attending to some of her own tasks, while simultaneously both of them were attempting to enchant their weapons. Basil elected to receive training from Darren, utilizing his newly discovered characteristics to allow him to transform the function of one of his spells. Sashem spent a good deal of time investigating the weapon that they've been carrying, as well as delving into past abilities and deepening them. Cyrano discussing many things with Darren, as well as a number of other endeavors, spent a good deal of time looking to get closer to a number of individuals in the party. The week has come to its end, and some goals concluded, some objectives just begun. What you all do come to realize is that after the first night in the Tide Peak Tower, Drak had left and was nowhere to be seen. But left behind as a goodbye was a small satchel for each of you. In each of the bags, you all find 1,000 gold pieces, 100 platinum pieces, 1 potion of Cure Exhaustion, which is a potion that just removes a single exhaustion point, 1 potion of Superior Healing, and if you recall when Drak purchased a myriad of unlabeled unknown potions from the alchemist in the Wuyun City, each of you have one of those. The descriptions of which I'll provide, as you do not know what their effects are. Cyrano's, yours at this point is missing that extra potion. But you all rise on this morning, making your way into the meeting room, where you have spent breakfasts, occasional lunches, though often missing a number of people, and most nights dinners together, though Zenesha specifically was absent for all of them. Sashem, would you have assisted Zenesha with metalworking?
Yeah,
Would
any
you
of the
have been
metalworking.
willing? Would you have been willing to start to teach Zenesha how to forge?
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of contributes to the sleepless state you've taken on during all of this. And because of that, you do have a point of exhaustion after everybody officially takes a long rest. So if there is need for it right now, make sure that you do. Arni, your potion is the one that appears to be a storm in a bottle. That is your unknown. Basil, yours has a lightly golden hue. It's a very subtle liquid inside. Almost you ever seen supercritical fluids? No. It behaves like a liquid, but moves almost as freely as air.
Huh.
Sashem, yours is just a very simple black vial. And Zenesha is not here, but she would have very much shown that hers is a vial that the color of the liquid inside changes depending on what direction you're looking at it. And there seems to be no limit to the number of directions you could take it to view a different color.
Hey, Theranos, where's your potion? Yeah. I mean, I was just wondering if you got left a potion too. I mean, I know your saliva is all special and everything, so maybe that's why you didn't get one.
Yeah, you're good. You've got a potion of superior potion of healing and a cure exhaustion, but you do not have the extra unknown potion. Correct. No. Nope. Just the gold and those two potions. Hmm.
I mean, definitely, but I feel kind of bad because he gave us all this stuff and I never fixed his cart.
Oh, that's right. You didn't get to fix his cart. I'm not bothered by, not being left extra stuff. I greatly appreciate what I got.
No, no, no. I'm bothered by having extra stuff. This is kind of weird. I mean, what I do to get this, I only bugged him, smashed his cabbages on accident, and obviously didn't save them. And then his cart got demolished, It's I kind of
I
feel
mean, that makes
really
sense.
bad.
We do want to make that right. We
On
were
accident.
escorting him here, and, if he chose to leave before we were able to give him those things, I mean, that's his choice. I don't know why he gave us this stuff, but I'm grateful for it.
I'm going to walk up to Theranos and I'm going to put this part of my hand on his forehead.
Doesn't feel like he has a fever. In fact, he's chilly in comparison to others that you would normally check.
Are you okay? Because normally I would think that this would not like freak you out, but goody two shoes like you. Getting something for nothing. You're just letting it slide.
I understand the concern, because, well, I've been focusing on other things and trying to focus on us, really, and I am still very cautious after what happened with Buddy, honestly. So I didn't get attached to Drek.
At this point, Sashem is going to freak out, pull the potions out, and then scream for the fake Darren to come.
So you call for fake
Fake
Darren, but
yeah, I half feel bad about bothering real Darren, so fake Darren.
But a doorway does open in this space, and stepping through is not the cracked simulacrum that you met, but instead the real Darren. He steps through and he says, I was already on my way. I see you've taken to your gifts from Drak.
Yeah, Cyrnos brought up something that Can you tell me what these do? I've never seen them before. And he brought up the whole thing, with Buddy and stuff like that. And of course, now I feel jaded and totally, obviously, the gold is the gold and the platinum is the platinum. You can bite it and it is what it is. But what about these? And he's just gonna hold up the 3 potions.
I understand. I am a bit tapped for magic aside from one last thing I must do today. I had a number of tasks that needed to be completed. I apologize. But
What about the ether? You could totally, right?
I believe you also possess this ability to determine the
Oh,
nature of things.
you're right.
But
You're so
there
great.
there are some things to discuss first.
Oh.
And he sits down at the head of the table. I figured Drac would have left you something else in these, but nevertheless. How
You mean the
uncharacteristic.
cabbages?
As you say, cabbages. You've all emptied these bags kind of onto the table. You counted the gold and stuff. The bag flattens out and a cabbage in front of each of you. Well, there it is.
We're not getting charged for these, are we?
I'm sure some exorbitant rate.
Wait a second. Is this from Drac or is
Careful
this
with those.
part
They're
of...
5 gold piece each.
Last I heard,
are
it was
these from Drac,
150.
or was it me just spouting and it poofed?
No, each individual can only conjure items for themselves, so this appears to have been from Drac.
Oh.
You spoke the sacred word, apparently. Nevertheless, this week has passed and I have offered my home and my guidance as promised. I recognize the mission that you've all taken upon yourselves. And as I said, I will continue to aid in my own way. By tonight, I am expected in Singorn for private business. Singorn's entry is a very burdensome endeavor. But I have secured, and he turns to you, Cyrnos, the opportunity to take one guest.
Oh, that's so difficult. What's going to happen with the rest of us?
You will make your way on your quest.
Are you going to check on Gilmore for me?
That may be involved in my visit, yes.
Okay, then I don't have to go.
May want to hold on to that notion. Cyrnos, are you interested in going directly to Singorn with me?
I definitely am. And
You're speaking of going directly there, but that's on the other side of the world.
Yes, I have a teleportation circle connected to Singorn. It is not something to be freely used, as Singorn controls emigration and immigration tightly.
Yeah,
with that being said,
all-powerful wizard.
my words. looking around the table, everyone with their gifts and stuff. I really want to like take notice of the different potions and what people has and their mannerisms, because I'm like curious that something's off.
Okay. You could roll an insight check. That's kind of what this would come down to.
Okay. Because like when I didn't think of it when Sashem asked about it, me not having a potion, but now it's coming to fruition in his mind. He's like,
yeah,
this is kind of weird. I know I didn't really bond with him, but he was nice to all of us, So, insight. A dirty 20.
Okay. Looking around the room, you can tell Drac wasn't in control of what was available there.
Mm-hmm.
There was some effort put into matching these potions up a little bit, but not like, not like they were handpicked. Darren, with a natural 20 on perception, does notice you looking around the room. And he leans forward, still speaking loudly enough for everybody to hear, but directed at you, Cyrnos. He says, I hold the potion that was gifted to you until we reach Singorn. It has specific conditions.
We've had a great week, and I'm choosing to trust that this is for possibly my safety. So, thank you for holding on to that for now. I would definitely like to discuss this later, if that's okay.
We will have a great deal of time in Singorn.
Okay.
Yesterday, the two of you, Arni and Sashem, informed Ceradyn and Chief of where to meet you and gave the Tide Peak here as that location. For the remainder of this day, the Tide Peak will be open to you. But by this night, when I am gone, it will no longer, as I am required to be present to sustain this magic. So, aside from Cyrnos, you will all need to find your own way.
When do you leave?
At earliest leisure.
And you
So
said I
tomorrow.
would be able to bring someone with us. Or with me.
I would be able to bring one, which is you.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Side note, right quick, Deem.
Yeah.
Did the thing of ether and my own sending ring that fake Darren was going to talk to Darren about, did I ever get any an answer in regards to those?
Yeah, so the canister of ether is something that Darren wants to hold on to. The sending ring, you're informed that Zenesha is actually carrying a stone of sending with her now that is accessible to the party. It is a daily usable item, but it's, instead of being limited to words, you only have a few seconds to say something. And then the recipient only has a few seconds to respond. But Zenesha has that. Cyrnos, is there any business you wish to attend to before we make our way? I am not expected there until the nightfall of Singorn, which is sometime past the nightfall here. But I would prefer
Will we
leave
be
as early as
returning
possible.
shortly? So I could regroup with these members?
Given your objective in Seangorn, I imagine not.
Okay. And I will be able to stay as long as you're there, I assume?
You will be able to stay as long as you are welcome. So,
Okay.
develop relations there.
Thank you. Well, I don't think I have anything else I need to take care of here. I know I will have to keep track of the days for... You guys hired me to be with you, though. And technically,
gonna
the watch
put his hand on his
is
shoulder.
paying. Yeah.
This is more important. And it's not forever. We just send a quick, chat over to Lucinda, tell her what's going on, pause the payments from here, and then when you come back,
Yeah.
we'll pick it back up.
Okay.
Unless I could always, hang on to those payments for you.
I do not want to do anything dishonest.
There's my old Ceranos. I'm gonna punch him on the arm.
Thanks. I don't know who you're gonna practice with, but don't let up on your forms. And thank you.
No, thank you. You have been a big encouragement. Knocked me down a couple of times. I need that every once in a while.
Okay, Zenesha can still knock you down.
No, hang on. Don't tell her that. Are you crazy?
And Zenesha is there at the table, basically after the gifts were shared. She's like nodding off.
Why? I like to keep my head attached to my body, and same thing with all of my limbs. Okay?
All right. Basil, maybe your practice with him.
Yeah.
Or you, Arni. I'm sure either
I'm not
of you
very good
could.
with finesse weapons, but I could definitely practice.
Well, it'll give him some good practice against opponents who don't have the same kind of weapons.
It's true.
It'd be great for him if you guys are up for that.
That would give you some good experience.
Take any experience at this point, but thanks, Ceranos. This is hard. I didn't expect you to be leaving.
Oh, like you said, we'll meet up again.
And
Who
Erin,
knows?
you too.
Maybe I become an official member later.
Hey. Zenesha. I mean, we need an initiatory something.
Should I just beat him up? Would that count?
No, because then anybody you beat up would be initiatory, let in.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's
we'll
not
figure
good.
that out later. That's a later thing. But, I mean, you might as well already be there, honestly.
Thanks. I think I'm good then, Darren.
With that, Darren stands, waves his hand, and a doorway opens. You step up to it.
Yeah. Grabbing my stuff and yeah.
You all watch
Ceranos.
as...
Oh, turn around. Yeah, Arni?
Never be ashamed of who you are. Your actions speak louder than your appearance. And no one gets to tell you that you're not a good person.
Thanks. And Cyrnos is going to walk up to Basil and hug him and say, "You too," in his ear. Don't forget it.
Oh, I'll never forget, friend.
No, don't forget that what he said applies to you as well as it does to me. Yeah, and then I'm going to hug everyone that lets me.
In the background, there's just like this audible "aww" from the studio audience, and as goodbyes are shared, Zenesha Cyrnos doesn't necessarily hug you. She just kind of nudges your arm with her fist, and just gives you
Totally
a nod.
respect that. A good forearm bump.
Yep. And then, as you
And when I come back, I'll make sure I'll give you a sparring when I come back. And I'll drink you under the table. That's what I say to Zenesha.
She says, "Yeah, I'll kick your ass on both accounts."
We'll see. I got you once.
Cyrnos steps through the doorway with Darren. As Darren is about... Kids are going crazy. As Darren's about to step through, he turns back and he says, "The effect of this spell that maintains this space within the tower will end in roughly 6 hours. That is how long it will be at your disposal."
Is it gonna kick us out like it did Basil?
It would eject you rather violently, yes. I would suggest not being inside when this effects end.
Good to know.
Especially if you have elected a room that has a raised elevation. That would be unfortunate. Yes, in fact, I think let us have you all step outside now, and I will end the spell, just to avoid any unfortunate circumstances.
Sashem is gonna go steak and then like eat a steak as quick as I
Zenesha does
can.
the same. Basically, this cornucopia of food forms all around all of you, and there's a little bit of an impromptu feast. Cyrnos, effectively, that's the vision that you leave behind as you turn to walk down this hallway towards the magic circle. As you are all eating, you notice that the walls are basically like deconstructing, and what's left behind is kind of like just this void outside of it. It's actually kind of eerie and draws you all away from the feast. And a door does open. Door to the outside, to the courtyard of the Tide Peak Tower. He says, "Please. It has been my pleasure, but it is time to move on."
As Sashem leaves the tower, and the door closes, he's gonna go back up and go, "I'm gonna miss you so much."
Here you all stand outside of the Tide Peak Tower. Not super early in the morning. It's at a decent time. There are a number of people walking on the street. You see a pair of guards that are actually kind of just like leaned up against the gate. They've impromptu kind of taken this up as a place to shoot the shit, effectively. They're just having a conversation about some political event.
Out of sheer boredom, out of sheer
ahead.
boredom, Sheshem's gonna pick up a rock and try and hit one of them on the butt, and then do it
Okay.
behind Arni, so it looks like he's the one that did it.
Go ahead and roll a ranged attack. If you can.
Basil's gonna cast Disguise Self on himself, actually looking like a green dragonborn.
Okay. A bit of an odd experience for all of you that are still here as Basil transforms in form. At the same time that a rock kind of plinks off the wrought iron fence gate. Clang! The guards kind of
Does
turn a
Basil
little
have
bit and then
any kind of resemblance to a former green dragonborn that we
No.
were familiar with?
I imagine, Basil, that you have tied at least closely to your previous form.
Yes.
So still
I-
quite serpent-like,
But not emerald green.
hulking. Yeah, not a glowing emerald green, but you get the sense it'd be much easier for him to blend in a
I
number of
forgot to remind
circumstances.
Arni to keep an extra eye on Sashem because I'm not there to help him.
I feel like Arni would have like started
my
lifting
problem.
up his warhammer at the first sight, and it's
Sashem would still
it's
do
Basil.
it though. But Basil, it's an interesting feeling because ever since you were transformed, you have tightly wrapped and concealed yourself. And there was always that sense of pressure, that confinement, almost like being in a cage, being trapped. And now, because the spell conceals you, the wind blows across your skin. The light from the sun hits your shoulders like it hasn't since you were a child.
Feels great out here today, guys. Also, did you throw a
Sheshem's,
rock?
Sheshem's gonna walk up and like very no homo stroke his arms. Hey, like, hey.
They don't feel scaly at all. It's still
No, it's still humanoid skin. And the form is pretty matching, but your hands almost pass through like the very, very outer layer of the illusion. Physical contact would still kind of give this away. But it is a complete illusion. It is at this point that you hear what could only be described as a cacophony of what you believe are horse hooves from outside the gate. And almost like the scraping of metal. I don't see anything yet.
Horse if I could speak, that'd be
Horse
great.
hooves.
Yeah. Who's the the hoity-toity person riding around and with all those horses?
As you say that, what comes into view of the gate are two enormous metallic hogs, warthogs, that are pulling a large, fully covered carriage. This carriage is covered from, base to tip in thick wood, probably about 10 feet wide and about 15 or 16 feet long. And sitting in the front seat is Chief.
Sam's gonna lose his mind and take off running.
Chief and Ceradyn, you've arrived at the Tide Peak Tower.
Ahoy there, friends! Make sure you don't get in front of us.
He's not. Shashem's not thinking about anything, just booking it straight for Chief.
The
And
gate swings open as you approach it.
Ceradyn is atop Chief's head, just sitting. He's sitting there on top of Chief's head.
Which I believe Arni and Basil have not met these two, correct? So, Ceradyn and Chief, please describe yourselves for Arni and Basil.
Okay.
You can go first, Kiro, if you want.
Let's see. Do I have? I do have. Do you have your image of Chief?
I have images of Chief and Master ready to go into the chat. So.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and go first? I'm pulling up Ceradyn real quick.
I'll share the pictures here in a second. But what you see first is Chief, obviously driving the thing. He's a big, from what you guys can tell, a metallic being. He's just head to toe in full like knight gear that looks somewhat like samurai-esque feel to it, with a big old battle axe strapped in the back. And then as they pull up farther out the front of it, you see this big old metallic dog jump out right at Zenesha. And when it lands, you see it's about a 5 foot on all fours standing height. And this is what you see as Chief steps out. Oh, that's the wrong button. Why aren't you standing? There we go. There's the two pictures of them. This is what they look like. Master is a hellhound-esque metallic dog. And Master Chief is a Warforged. Not Master Chief. Chief is a Warforged.
Giving away the joke.
Yep.
Sashem, who is familiar. Basil and Arni, you're both aware of Warforged. They're not exceptionally common, but you've seen a few.
And Chief is about 7'5". He's tall.
Yep. Pretty large.
And atop his head, just sitting there, you see an owl, a little white snow owl. If it was standing, it'd be about a foot tall. But it just looks like an owl. So you may not even think it's anything other than a familiar at the moment.
Shashem is going to jump up and hug Chief and then grab his face and be like, "What the crap is up with you and leaving me like that? You can't do that to people."
I think with that, Ceradyn would flutter off back and land on Master.
I'm gonna reach into my bag and pull out. I got a bunch of metal for you to play with.
Yeah, and he's gonna grab it and stuff it into his bag of holding, and then he's going to jump down and go, "Savior, how you doing?"
You say Savior?
I did, 110%. He's the one that brought me back to life after the rug incident.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Oh, you're gesturing towards me, aren't
Yeah,
you?
110% Ceradyn.
Wait, so you're just like...
Did he forget what Master's name was?
I'm gonna flutter
That's what
back
I
up
thought too.
onto Chief's shoulder and looking at Sashem, glancing at the two people I don't know, like, whoo.
I'll reach a hand out towards Arni. Hello. My name
Arni,
is
not
Chief.
to be remiss of dwarven hospitality, is going to reach up and shake your hand.
Yep. And it's a pretty good, 30-degree angle to meet hands. At
I
that
recognize
range,
your
so.
voice. You must have been the one to tell us where we needed to come.
That was me.
All right, this
Yeah.
here is a friend,
is-
Ceradyn, and you, peculiar-looking Dragonborn. What's your name?
I am Basil. As I grab your hand, I'm going to bow a little bit. Be pleased.
Oh,
Did
I kind of do like a formal Japanese bow while shaking hands.
did Chief know about Buddy?
No. Neither does
Oh,
Sarah.
and the fun thing here is his name is Master.
And as he says that, Shashem's gonna go up and hug him around the neck.
Oh, this is
Master
the best
kinda
part.
moves
Let
into
me
you a little
introduce
bit.
you to our new ride. This is the Warthog.
And
As
those
he
images
gestures
you can
the whole
also
thing.
see.
Mhm. They're in
Or
the chat. So.
two massive. Oh, who did we lose? Oh, his shape. Okay.
Yeah.
We two rather large automaton. Whole is very, very fully covered cart.
I've made it so there's room for all of us. I'm checking. Yeah, there should be room for even your new friends. And this is Brute, and this is Grunt, as he gestures to the left and right. And you guys can look through the carts. There's benches, there's chests. It's a very comfortable area.
Chief, did you make all of this?
Of course.
Okay, then I have one question.
What?
Why warthogs?
Very reliable in terms of pulling, and very obedient. Plus, they look
Oh.
cool.
Okay. Okay.
Arni's going to turn to Zenesha and be like, why is everyone green? Seems like everyone's always green.
Ceradyn wants to land on Sashem's shoulder.
Okay.
And just lean in to whisper to Sashem, be like, Can we trust? I don't know these people.
Shem is going to lean on him just a little bit and be like, it's so good that you're back. But yeah, they're good. One's a captain of the guard, so he's like, trying to defend his place, and then the other one is mad cool, great guy.
Mad cool.
So question here for you, Sashem. I know that I leaned in to whisper. Is Sashem controlling his volume at all, responding to me in front of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. He's
Okay,
whispering.
okay.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
gonna
he
whisper
is.
this. He's not. Yeah, he's not, because he's more kind of like excited that you guys are back, and so with that, like it's like whispering sweet nothing. So he's like just excited that you're there. So
Okay. Roll a
Chief is
stealth
gonna-
check to see if
I was
these
gonna
two
say
here.
Chief is gonna pull Arni and Basil into the cart to show them it's really cool. Come here. And he'll give them the tour. Like when they get in there, it's very spacious. There's benches that are comfortable with padding. There's chests under each bench, and there's even a little birdhouse looking thing with a little peg sticking out. And then there's like an upper area where there's like a table and a little cook station and the hatch that goes to the top.
You made this all by hand?
And by metal hands, yes. And he'll go king.
Yeah, clank.
And
So as they're in there, then I'm going to very excitedly divulge like how Basil came in and Arni, and then I'm going to divulge about Buddy and all of the craziness going on, and like try and get as much as possible of the most important pieces to fill him in, especially when it comes to like what happened at Allfield with the kid dying, and then, or not with the kid dying because he was there for that. What happened after that, like with the professor,
Yeah.
and then all of that.
And
Okay.
Apprentice and stuff like that. Yeah.
So-
as much as I possibly can fit in. I'm just gonna be like blah, 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 like word vomit.
Well, quick, before that happens, are you following them to get in?
No. We're
To
just hanging
talk to them?
outside.
I
You're
imagine all of this
filling-
conversation and stuff would involve, checking out the cart, looking
Well,
at
because-
the automaton, like
Because him leading them to the cart and Sashem telling me that they're okay. They're with us, I wanted to fly inside to my perch and then properly introduce myself to them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead with
Right.
that. And this would be effectively not everybody's inside, but everyone has view.
They can see
No.
it.
I'm gonna stay outside with Master, and I'm gonna play with
Okay.
Master and give him some of the spare metal that I've been saving.
Yeah. And so you see the owl swoop in from the front of the cart and land on a perch facing you guys out, I'm guessing the back. And he's going to stand upright, and his wings are going to unfold, and they're going to go behind his shoulders, and you see a more humanoid form to this owl, and you realize this is an Owlin if you have seen them before. I don't know if either of you have.
I feel like
Pardon my
Arni
lack.
would be confusing Owlin with Aarakocra. Just be like, you're a lot smaller than most of your counterparts that I've seen.
Pardon for not introducing myself before. I am Ceradyn Silvertail, and typically I am keeping up appearances because my chosen work tends to be more helpful when people don't know that I'm not an owl. Information and the sort,
But aren't the lot of you usually like taller?
Yes, I am not sure why I am the size I am, but I am grateful for it because I can do many things that others cannot.
Well, I understand that more than most others.
But it's a pleasure to meet both of you. I didn't quite catch your names.
Arni Stormborn.
I am Basil.
Arni and Basil. Okay. Pleasure to meet you both.
It's nice to meet you too.
Nick. And he's gonna settle into his little roosting point.
At about the point that Sashem has almost concluded blabbering about all of the stories and everything that's happened to everyone since the separation of Kamorda. Clambering up to the back of the cart is a halfling individual, a short, dark-haired man who pulls himself over to the side, isn't necessarily climbing into the cart, but I need someone. Shoot me in the face, please. Kill me. Somebody. Please. Anybody?
Right at that point, he says anybody. Chief just instinctually just gonna be pointing his arm, and his rifle pops out with like a bright light ready to shoot. Like,
And
Sashem
Arni
Ceradyn,
would instinctually like step in and
Please, please.
Shem's gonna grab
Wait, did you
Is
not
this
bring
guy
this
with
guy
you?
along?
Sheshem's gonna be like, too much. You're gonna ruin the cart.
And Ceradyn's going to immediately fly out the front of the cart to land on top of it to see what he was running from.
Chief's
make a
arm has been
perception
moving.
Okay.
check.
Is
Yeah, he's sitting there pulling on it.
this guy with you guys?
Hold
Is-
us.
Bring him along.
I have to switch character sheets. Hold on. Dang it. Ceradyn, okay.
State your
As-
name, sir.
Oh, it's no use. Not this time, I guess. And he
Perception.
turns and starts to just walk
Ooh.
away.
I'm gonna
16.
reach and grab him.
Hold on. So at a 16, I mean, you don't see anything behind him. You grab him, Chief, and he's kind of limp. He doesn't really resist. You spin him around to look at you, and he's just.
I'm gonna hang him up on the peg of the birdhouse.
He doesn't resist at all. So he's just kind of hanging there, just.
Sheshem's gonna get up and squish his face and be like, what's wrong with you?
Really no reaction to you squishing his face. He's just like, I wish you'd just kill me and be done with it.
Why do you say that?
It doesn't matter. I'll be on my way.
I'm not gonna
from
let
there,
him
you're
go.
not.
Yeah, not from there. Like,
Chief is gonna get in his face, and it's gonna brighten up and kind of start spinning to try to intimidate him a little bit. Tell
Okay.
us why you are this way. What has gone wrong?
roll an intimidation check.
Why are you the way you are?
Why are you the way you are?
It's a natural 20 for a 24.
I think
also
Ceradyn
rolled
would
a
like
natural 20.
lean down, like poke his head from up top of the cart in to like. I imagine Zenesha's still outside of the cart, you know.
Now, she's now moved to the back, watched him get lifted up, and is kind of just looking at him swinging.
Exactly, because I swooped
With
out of the
her
front
axe in her
to
hand.
stand on the back of the top when I did my
Yeah,
perception.
Yeah,
Zenesha,
So, like, I-
no killing yet.
I looked down at her
he
and be like,
asked for it.
"If I remember correctly, you like to do smashing."
He goes to push himself off the peg. Is anybody stopping him?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems the intimidation has had no effect, Chief. And you know that you nailed it. But you're stopping him from getting away. I mean, it's easy enough for him to get off the peg. That's not something he has to fight for, but
I'm
you
gonna
kinda
block
stop
his
him and he
path
just.
with my body.
I honestly, I would like, when he goes to go and get off the peg, I would like to take out a dagger and just stick his shirt so he can't wiggle.
What happens with that is he basically just rips the shirt and just doesn't care. Just let me go. If you're not going to kill me, I'm just going to go.
How about you
That's-
tell us what's going on, and we'll think about killing you.
Let's have some truthful answers out of you.
Think about killing you.
And
just goes-
Arnie's going to
Persuade him
cast
this time,
Zone of
not
Truth.
intimidate.
Zone of Truth. Okay.
Ooh.
What's your spell save DC?
It is a Charisma 14.
14. You can tell he fails. He goes, ugh. This is gonna get so complicated.
Let's start with what your name is.
You can tell he's trying to lie. He's trying to just like overcome the spell. Oh, every time. It's Zern.
Zern. Nice to meet you, Zern.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Why would you be asking us to shoot you in the face?
It actually doesn't matter. And you know that's the truth.
What exactly doesn't matter?
Huh. the reason. Can I just go?
Not yet. Are you
I just-
running from something?
There's no running.
At this point, Sashem is extremely annoyed and takes that same dagger out from the wall and stabs his foot.
His foot. Okay.
What
Yeah.
dagger?
I mean, go ahead and roll the damage because he does not dodge it. Everyone's like, "Oh my god!"
Sashem, that is no way to treat our guests.
As it stabs into his foot and effectively sticks him down to the planks of the cart, he just goes, "Ow! Can I go now? If you're not gonna kill me, I just want to go."
I mean, you're kind of stuck, aren't you?
Can I take a look at his, just like scope him up and down, see if there's anything that I can discern from why he's being like this or where he
Yeah,
might
just
have
go ahead
come
and
from?
roll. Go ahead and roll your favorite check.
Might I
Investigation.
suggest that perhaps
15.
we drop him off at the authorities in case he is a danger to himself?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. With a 15, I mean, it's like a normal halfling. There's nothing that stands out on him. Doesn't seem to be carrying anything. He's not like dressed in rags necessarily, but it's not fine clothing. Very
Arni,
nondescript.
do you have your cape on anymore, or did you put it away? I think you put it away
No,
when
that's tucked
entering.
away.
Okay, just making sure.
No longer in the Empire.
Yeah.
Listen, Fergie. You came to us. Well, I didn't. I'm bad with names. Ferngully.
It's Zern.
Zern. Okay,
Like that was terrible.
I know. Why would you? What's got you so down?
I just don't want to do it again.
Do what?
It doesn't matter.
Well, maybe it's something that we can help you with. You've got two options as far as I see.
No, you can't help with this.
Are you high?
I wish.
How do you know we can't help if you've never met us before?
He looks around at you and looks at his foot. I'm pretty sure.
I have a good idea. How about I give you a spare dagger and you kill yourself?
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work. What do you mean?
Stopping you from dying.
At this point, he kind of just goes silent. It seems that further questioning isn't really going to elicit a response. Almost catatonic.
I want to reach
Are
out.
you mortal?
He doesn't respond. He's just kind of zoned out now.
I'm going to reach out and... Ooh, actually... Can I want to pull out my those glasses
Okay.
and just turn it and look at him to see if there's anything.
The glasses or the spyglass? You said turn, so I didn't know if like.
I'm gonna go with those glasses.
Okay. You put on the glasses and there doesn't appear to be, anything of note. You're aware of what they're able to reveal.
Arnie's gonna take out the dagger and see, and then examine the wound after the dagger comes out.
It's a profusely bleeding dagger wound, soiling the up till this point pristine surface of the cart.
Come on.
I would like.
Arnie's gonna stick a finger in the hole.
He just goes, ow.
I think I would like to try to discern from him, like anything that's off, and I would like to use the Eyes of Avalier.
Okay. And is this investigation, insight, or perception?
I think it would be perception.
Okay. Yep, just go ahead and roll it.
Because
with
I'm
advantage
trying to
plus
perceive
proficiency.
anything off of him.
Mhm.
So just roll perception, you said?
Yeah, you'd roll perception, then you add your proficiency. Perception at advantage, right? And then add your proficiency.
Okay, at advantage. And then add...
Or was it double proficiency? I don't remember.
let me pull it real quick.
That might
Gain
matter.
advantage, as well as gaining a level of proficiency.
1 level of proficiency, okay.
For 1 round, you can see through invisibility, discern any illusion, and identify the weaknesses and strengths of a target.
Mm-hmm.
So 23 plus another level of proficiency, what would that be?
Just your proficiency bonus.
Oh, okay, so 26.
26. Oh, it is high enough that there's something. It's not illusion. There's some kind of magical effect present, but it is above the level of detection that even you just applied, and you're aware of what this is capable of.
Okay, so I'm aware there is magic presence.
There's magic present, but you can't discern any of the details of it.
So before I knew any of that, Sashem wanted to dispel magic, like cast dispel magic at 3rd level, just because he said it doesn't work like that. So
no, I mean you could try to cast dispel magic.
And Ceradyn
just
was about
go
to
ahead and roll
pipe
a
up.
D20.
Yeah.
oh, I mean you can. I just
Yeah, you're already
were you
casting
gonna
it.
do that?
Is there anyone who
Yeah.
can remove magical effects on people here?
I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah, and then you're doing it already, so like we had the same thought. Okay.
Yeah, just go ahead and roll a D20 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Would a guidance work on this if Arni were to?
No, not for a check, because technically dispel magic and counterspell are like an opposed roll to a set DC for an effect or spell.
Only 13.
Yeah, so the forge light goes and washes over him. You see him get kind of pushed by it, and he's just still sitting there. No change. I'm just gonna go, and he starts moving towards the back of the cart.
That's where Chief
Buddy,
is blocking.
You've got 2 choices. You're either going to talk with us or we're going to drop you off to the authorities.
And it's as you say that the 2 guards, who were very close by, effectively this entire time, kind of poke their heads around the corner of the back of the cart, and they say, we overheard a great deal of all that just transpired, and we will most certainly take him off of your hands if you would like.
No, too fun. Why am I gonna give him to you? I don't know why Arni even. Don't listen to Arni.
They kind of.
Sorry, this is Arni. He's a great guy. You know, dwarf. They're just very straightforward. You know.
So Shem, if he's not going to tell us what he needs from us to help outside of killing him, we should just hand him over.
Yeah, what are you
I
going to do
mean-
with a suicidal guy?
I'm gonna take out a dagger and I'm gonna stab him in his hand.
Hey, I have your dagger still.
No. You have a dagger. Sashem has collected several
Yes, he
along his
has.
travel.
Okay,
So-
go ahead and roll damage. You are stabbing a guy in broad daylight in front of 2 guards that are looking
In
right
front
at
of guards.
Oh,
This
gosh.
is
Uh-huh.
fantastic.
So you just reach, and it's kind of like, here, hold this, like just walking up and sliding it into his hand, and again he just goes, ow, and the guards go, whoa, what the fuck you doing? Hey, drop the weapon.
Hey, we're trying to figure. Like,
Fine.
this guy came up running up to us and asked us to shoot him in the face, and so we're trying to figure out what's wrong with him.
Yes, that's the only reason you're not all being arrested right now, because this is all very strange. Please, remove the dagger from his flesh and sheath it.
Going to remove it. I don't have a sheath and stick it back in my bag of holdings. And then for funsies,
We're
I'm
taking
going
him, and they reach in past you, Chief, and start pulling him through.
Well, I'm gonna grab him and I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds.
Okay, so spells have verbal and somatic components.
Yeah, definitely.
So you very clearly
To
grab
touch
this
him.
man and start casting
Yeah.
a spell. And the guards, both of them, which each of them have a hand on him right now, pull swords and point them at you. But they do see. Well, let's see if they see.
Oh no.
That one definitely sees. Okay. No, they both see. They see the fresh wound on his hand close and the wound on the foot close. And they're like, you really need to manage this one. Looking at you, Arni,
I
and pointing
know.
to Sashem.
her babysitter left us for a time.
Is.
His babysitter.
But
I'm gonna have to start like putting on a beard or something for this, so that way it'll look.
they pull
manly.
him past you, Chief, unless you're going to do something to prevent it.
No, Chief's gonna let it happen.
And he limply kind of just
We could have helped you.
lumbers out of the cart. No, you can't. You know
don't
that's
know
the
that.
truth.
You don't know that.
You know, that's the truth.
It's
Yeah,
maybe
under
your
the zone of
truth.
truth. And they go, I guess we should apologize for the inconvenience, but I think you brought more of it upon yourselves. Or at least that one did. Pointing at Sashem.
As he's getting pulled past me, I'm gonna say, does this have to do with the magic of the world?
He looks up at you, kind of quizzically. Doesn't respond. And they finish pulling him, and they make their way down the street. They turn a corner, and he's gone.
Well, that
New
was
hole
weird.
in his shoe. But yeah, you're all there.
I'm gonna turn to Zenesha and Sashem real quick. But, sorry, Arni. Before I forget, hold out your hands. To Zenesha and Sashem.
Yeah, not Arni.
And he drops a jewel in each of their hand. He drops a yellow one in Zenesha's and a red one in Sashem's.
Ruby, great. What do I do
Zenesha
with
Oh,
this?
bites
not
it.
a ruby.
What is it?
It is a magical stone to help with some elemental abilities.
Huh.
Now, Sashem, I know you deal with some fire and whatnot. That should help amplify. And Sashem, not Zenesha. That was for Sashem. The red one's for Sashem. Zenesha, that one you might be able to find some use for. And now that I'm looking at her, can I see the new arm?
Yeah. Very
Oh.
much so. Ceradyn, you see the same.
That's interesting. But you might be able to use
Yeah.
this. It has something to do with I believe I was told lightning of sorts.
And holding this yellow crystal in her blue draconic arm, she shoots a glance at you, Arni, and just you can tell she's smiling under the mask. Tucks it away. Ceradyn and Chief, it's also at this moment that you finally realize that Sashem's a little different. Sashem is stockier. Not, you wouldn't really say taller. And has
Oh,
a
I
little
I
bit
took
of a,
note
like 5 o'clock
of
shadow.
that when we arrived. I just haven't said anything about it.
Yeah.
Honestly, Chief probably been around humans forever, and in this form, he's like, you're all the same size.
But the 5 o'clock shadow, the slightly different, not like a receding hairline by any means, but how it just kind of shifts over time. Noticeably older. But at this point, Nicodranus is open in front of you. What would you all be doing?
How big is the stone that he gave?
I mean, it's not like a football, more like a, like a cup kind of thing. But it's
Okay, so huge.
like hexagonal, comes to a point on both sides.
Hey, Chief, great quick. Do I have to keep this like on me, like holding it in order to use this, or can I just put it in that bag I'm holding and it's on me?
From what I recall, you would have to infuse it with a weapon or use it as a what's the word?
Focus.
Yeah, thank you. Use it as a focus for your powers. I have one right here, and as he pops out his shield during the travel, you would have implanted the red one into a shield for him. So
yeah, you would recall that there's some kind of either refining or crafting process involved to utilize the effects.
I'm gonna put it in my bag of holding for later.
Okay.
Well, the only problem is my forge is gone. I'm gonna turn around and look at the tower. This is so sad.
We could probably
Okay.
find one.
I have plans for this cart in the future, so who knows? We might always have one with you.
Well, this is the thing, Chief, is I got a thing from one of those head messages from Gilmore that he needs help in Singorn. And so I think we may need to head that way. And I don't know if this cart can fit on a boat.
Oh, there are plenty of ships that are plenty big. I'm sure we'll be able to find one.
Would it be better to take a ship from the sea or an airship?
Ugh.
I was just told to come meet with you guys here in Nicodranus, so I am here. Where do we go to next?
Well, that was going to be my question because already we're chasing down Gilmore and Singhorn. I think we've got some task to do in hell. And
The way that sounds.
and I don't know what else is on our to-do list, but I think the first step is to decide if we've got to go follow this little halfling runt or not, because I don't know, there was something fishy about the whole deal.
If you're
Zenesha
curious,
also pipes up. Oh, go ahead.
if you're curious, I can probably still catch up to them and follow.
You know, Ceradyn, why don't you go ahead and do that, and we'll start heading that direction as well.
With a nod, he shoots up into the air.
Okay. Just go ahead and make a
Sashem, my
perception
friend, please refrain from stabbing our new friends.
check.
He wanted to die. I just wanted to see if he really did want to die. That's it.
Trust me, if he wanted to die, he would have been killed pretty quickly by my rifle.
I know. I just didn't want you to damage the upholstery.
I've made
As he's
this thing
I'm
pretty
so glad
small.
that's all you were concerned about.
as Sheshem says that, he's going to take like a piece of cloth or a piece of his shirt and try and wipe off the blood from the gnome that's there.
Easy
Ah.
enough. The halfling blood is wiped off of the plate.
I don't know what was up with that buggy roll, but it finally finished. Did you get it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it. Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
Is
it's
it
like a
just
null.
me, or is
It's
D&D
weird.
Beyond being real buggy tonight?
It's struggling.
I
With
think
the
they're doing a
19,
lot of. Go ahead.
it's not particularly difficult to get eyes on them again. Zenesha does pipe up as you all start moving. I also want to go to Othansia, right? And there's like the ley line thing over there.
Yeah, we gotta go and make another friend for Quintus.
Wait, what is this about? Tell me on the way as I motion them all to sit and I'll go get in the cockpit.
And Sashem in this time is able to finish regaling the events that have transpired in between Comorta and here. Especially Drac and the cabbages.
So are you just taking the cart and following me flying through the air? Like,
Yeah, they're just generally moving in the same
Go
direction.
in the
as you.
general direction.
okay.
You do have view of them. There is a guard post not far from the Tide Peak Tower, and he is escorted inside. That's all you see.
All right, and I'll go back to the cart. They did exactly what they told us they would, and they took him to the post.
So we're still following him.
Well, we're not going to charge into the post.
Why don't we start by asking the guards if we can speak to him again? Non-violently.
Perhaps
Let's see
hold
how
off
long
on
that's
that for a
adhered to.
minute. And you know, maybe I can check. Don't do anything rash for a minute. And Ceradyn's gonna see if there's anywhere for him to fly into the post.
Okay. I'm preserving just the same perception check. You know, here among the sea breeze, most windows are not glassed, as the weather is almost always fair, if only just a little bit warm at times. All of the windows are large enough that even more full-grown humanoids could likely climb through them. Getting in would probably be quite easy. Now, without detection, and to what objective, to be determined.
Coming back to the cart. I could follow inside, probably fairly easily. But to what end? Why do we need to follow this stranger into a guard post? Just because he was a little weird?
Oh, more than a little
Well,
weird.
how often is it that you run into somebody who wants you to shoot them in the face and they presumably have a problem that they don't think you can solve?
And I suggested we turn them into the guards in the first place because they should be more adept at handling situations as this. And don't we have more pressing matters to attend?
Sheridan, I really did miss you.
You too, Sashem. You're gonna have to tell me. You've grown.
Oh. and everything but mentality.
Explain that, and maybe we should head towards where we actually need to head.
I mean, I'm game. I don't need to, that dude was so depressing, and he's totally bringing down my mood. So I'm definitely game for. I think that's the first time in my entire life I've seen somebody that was suicidal.
It's never
Wasn't even
pleasant.
suicide. That's the only thing that was weird is he said he couldn't kill himself. If he really wanted to die, why not? That's my only thing. Come on.
Did you
Go
like
jump off a bridge.
feel any kind of resistance when you tried to cast Dispel Magic? Like, was it that there was nothing there, or was that there was something resisting the spell?
I just
Those kinds of things are really hard to determine. With counterspell, you can tell. With Dispel
Yeah.
Magic, the moment it leaves your hand, it's kind of like up to the fates.
Real quick,
It's-
while they're talking, Chief wants to look at that slave stone he has.
Okay. It's not pulling any direction right now.
He's going to put it back in his bag and just say, "Excuse me for a couple minutes," and then he's going to go out and head towards the fort.
Are we
Okay.
still by the guard
They're
tower?
talking.
Yeah, I figure you guys would have, until you say otherwise, you kind of parked out in front of the guard post.
I think Arnie's just gonna say, just give me one shot, just one last chance. I'll be right back. And he's gonna go and head to the guard tower.
When he says that, can I land? Is Arnie gonna like object to me landing on his shoulder and saying, "I'd like to go as well"?
So
Nope.
the three of us are going to the thing.
Yeah, so, yep, the three of you working your way into the guard post. Zenesha kind of sits into the back of the cart and kicks her feet up, laying down on the bench. The
I'm
guard
gonna
post
look at
door is
Basil and be
open.
like,
Guards,
Really?
if you don't mind, I'd like to ask this.
As you speak, walking into the door, and basically at that point in the sentence, there's no one inside. And this guard post isn't large. It's effectively one room that has a number of small rooms off of it. All the doors are open. There's no one here.
Things just got weirder.
I'll look to Ceradyn. You may
I
want to go get
immediately-
the others.
Yeah, as soon as you look at him, he shoots forward actually, because he was assuming you were going to ask him to find the prisoner
No.
or the person that was taken in. So he actually jettisoned
Hello,
forward.
anybody here?
No
Arnie,
response.
we might want to investigate around.
Arnie's going to put on his Sherlock Holmes hat and his little monocle and start snooping around the place.
Imagine Chief has a monocle that zzz.
Let me show you how it's done.
All right, so either one of you could roll with advantage, or you could both roll an investigation individually.
Would my perception going forward
you
to
could roll
search the place
perception
be
independent.
Let's
separate?
each roll.
Okay.
You want to do it? You want to each roll? Okay.
An 11 for me.
15.
28.
Jeez, Chief. Yeah. So Chief is really the one to notice. Arnie, you pick up. Arnie, you do pick up on a couple of things at the same time as Chief, but Chief really gets pretty intricate with it. Things look like nobody's been in here until you start to look at like this intake ledger, which is not necessarily like a prisoner's intake ledger. There are some of those on there, but it's also like witnesses, reports and stuff like that. And the inkwell is tipped over onto it. It's very freshly spilled, like it just happened. And The chair is pulled out like somebody was sitting in it. The doors are all open, the windows are all open. There's most definitely nobody here. There are no signs of any kind of struggle, aside from the inkwell being tipped.
Is there any signs of like furniture moving as like revealing a thing? Like a doorway or
There doesn't appear to be. There's no scratches on the floor, there's no dust lines that have been moving around and looking for any draft. There's not any sign of secret passages or furniture being moved to block anything or cover anything. Look under the rugs for passageways. Nothing.
I'm going to keep looking throughout the room and see if Arni or Ceradyn would like to go get the others.
I have flown off ahead to try and find him and them.
So ahead being 'cause
Farther
this
into the
this whole,
building.
I mean, this whole building is like a 10 by 10 room and then like 4 small rooms adjoined to it.
Oh,
and that's it.
that's all there was to it. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this whole investigation and everything that's gone on,
I gotcha.
not much to it.
I'll relay the others. See what else you can find. And I'm gonna fly back to Zenesha and Basil.
As
And
he's
Sashem.
flying out, I am going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
Which
Okay,
it
you cast. Yeah, it's like a 30-foot radius or
presents magic with the presence of magic within 30 feet of me. Faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic. I learn its school of magic, if any, and it can go through most barriers, but it is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, and a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
All you see within 30 feet of you, which covers the entirety of the building, is in the drawer of this front desk is a small signature of divination magic.
I'm gonna go to it and open the drawer.
It's a sending stone. Looks like
I'm just gonna stare at it until everybody else gets in.
Okay. Imagine Basil and Sashem, you would have made your way in.
I'm gonna walk up and go, "Ooh, cool!" And I'm gonna grab the sending stone.
Okay.
As I land on Chief's shoulder.
I am going to try and use the sending stone to talk with the little dwarf guy. Halfling, excuse me. Sorry.
Do you recall his name?
It was Zern. Yep.
There you go. What do you say?
I love the fact that Arni couldn't remember it, and now all of a sudden remembers it.
Because it was Arni that couldn't remember it, not.
Yeah. The player remembered, the character didn't.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, you have the sending stone. What are you going to send?
I'm going to send. We came to check on you.
Where did you go?
There's no one here.
The sending stone goes dark. It's a short effect.
How come it went dark? Anybody want to tell me? This is my first time using it.
It's a timed thing.
Oh. But
this was the only source of magic in this area that I could sense.
He didn't answer back.
So do we chase the weird halfling down the spooky rabbit hole, or do we just tuck our tails and run off to Singhorn?
Generally, rabbits leave tracks. Do you see any tracks, sir, to
Wasn't
follow?
his foot cut? Would we not see his?
No,
Right.
no. Healed it.
No,
I healed it.
Oh, you healed it.
Sashem
Never
healed
mind.
that.
That's right.
Yep. Yep.
I'm
Sorry.
gonna go to the door and look back in, and I'm gonna pull out that telescope.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay. You pull out the spyglass and you look through it. One half is the room as it is now. The other half
Rip Chief.
is yeah, heart attack with no heart. The other half is a desolate landscape. Imagine like the Dust Bowl.
Just gonna close it, put it back in my pouch. That didn't help. Though we are standing on what used to be a desert, maybe. Or is one in a different place.
What's
Uh-huh.
this? What gadget are you using?
No, it's just a little thing I found.
I'm going to be a ridiculous person, and I am going to take out the necklace I have from the Cult of the White Skull. And I'm just going to
Okay.
take it and see if it fits anywhere. Or I'm going to hold it and touch places.
Yeah.
Just
I imagine Sashem just like smashing it on things. Yeah, I guess just roll a d20 to see how thorough you are.
What are you
Guess you could make an
doing, boy?
investigation.
crap, I'm going to roll in so bad tonight. Just 8.
Yeah,
Remember
you just
when we went through the wall? Don't you remember?
Yes, the one with all the traps in the hallway.
Yeah,
remember
where I
that.
almost died.
Yes, I remember. Sorry.
He's still going around like a goofball.
yeah, you don't find anything.
Well, I'm going to put that away.
And
Well,
nothing's
it's-
like out of place. They're
Chief,
just like
you seemed
gone.
like you saw something interesting.
No, this telescope or this spyglass has the ability to see 2 different instances of the same place, I guess. Is the only way I can describe. I'm not sure how it works. But when I was in the mountains over by Rexingtrum, it would show me it's winter up there. It shows me what it looked like, which is all snowy, and it looked like it was spring or summer on the other half of it. I figured maybe I could find something where it might have showed like an entrance or something, but it was just a desolate landscape. Big old lots of dust and sand on the other half.
So is that like
Hmm.
what's about to happen to this place, or
From
like how
what
does
I
it work?
gather, it shows you. I don't understand it completely, but I think it shows you 2 different times of space. But other than that, I've tried to look into it. I've tried to learn more about it. It's just I haven't been able to yet. Maybe on our journey to the next town, which I don't think we're going to get anywhere with this. As I walk up and go tip the ink vial back up, and
It's effectively empty at this point, of course.
try to use any blank pages to dab the wet up, and then
Is
we should probably
anything
take a
other than the knocked inkwell, like, is anything else out of place, or is it just like people stopped
nothing is
existing here?
disturbed. It's more like that.
So my concern would be that if this is showing a possibly different time for this place, is Nicodranus about to be blasted into? Well, I'm assuming that Chief described what.
Yeah, he did. It's just kind
Okay.
of a desolate wasteland. Is
Is Nicodranus about to be blasted into oblivion? Like, is this something that we should be concerned about?
I don't think so. I was in those mountains for a good while, and it didn't change all of a sudden to spring. So I'm gonna guess that's not how it works. As I'm looking around before I start heading out, is there any paintings or things hanging on the wall?
The only things hanging on the walls are notices. It looks like there's a policy list for the guards. There's a couple of wanted posters. That's about it.
This is certainly disconcerting.
Oh, we should probably start our way to one of the two areas that were mentioned before.
Something is wrong here, and I feel the need to find the reserve here to inform them.
We can alert some more
Yeah.
guards on our way.
I feel
So
like
why
going,
don't we
here, kitty.
put it to a vote then? Do we investigate this spookiness or do we move on?
I mean, we could move on. I would like to report this to the reserve, though. And with that, he's gonna lift up towards you, Arni, his feathers at his belly, and you're going to see an emblem on a belt of the Cobalt Reserve, which I would assume you would know.
Oh, yeah, Arni definitely knows, and it's
Yeah.
actually the same level, Arni, as the expositor that you guys met at the Bombach distillery.
I'm lifting it up to show you guys. You know, I need to go report this.
I'd like to take a
Well.
closer look at those wanted posters.
Looking at the wanted posters, a couple of them look to be just thugs. Wanted cut purse, right? Nothing of extreme import. A bounty of like 2 gold for bringing them in. But what you do see there is a significantly older wanted poster with a bounty of 10,000 gold with the name Ondrak Naruvan. It says wanted for high crimes and treason against the consortium, dead or alive.
You guys mind if I just take this?
Well, by all means, it might help anything in the future.
Depicted on the picture is, a pretty typical human male. It looks to have dark hair, a pronounced brow, rather sharp jawline. No real distinguishing features. It's kind of just like a shoulder picture up on the poster.
Is there a back room to this place?
There's not necessarily back rooms. It's this center room just has like 4 rooms off of it. And they're
So
all,
it's
it
all,
looks
like,
like
back-
2 of them are an office. One of them is actually like has a cell door, and another has almost like a closet.
I just
And
want
with
to
your investigation check, you would have already gone through those.
And there was no back door at all, right?
No back door. No.
Okay.
Just a water closet at the back of the closet itself.
What were the two places we needed to start heading towards? One was to go help or make another friend.
Yeah, Zenesha
Or-
goes, Othanzia, make another acquaintance.
And
What's
to sing
what's
horn.
an acquaintance?
Sashem,
I'm
if you
afraid
wanna
I'm lost
take
as
that.
well.
I remember I relayed this.
Oh, that's
He's
right.
the
So
elemental. He's the
I wasn't
yeah.
there for that.
Neither
I had
was
flown
Chad.
ahead,
in the time. Oh, you're right. Actually,
No. I was in the
So-
cart. That was
And
when
I
I
had-
explained it.
This was before the shoot me in the face guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sashem had said, "Hey, I talk
he
about
said
all
she
this
told it. He told us
Oh,
everything.
that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
during the hey, look how cool the card is stuff." That's when that was being shared.
Oh, okay.
So you guys would be apprised of Aquentus and all that.
Gotcha.
I'm all for the goal of stopping the skull.
You know, the share of information is at least to the level at which clarity would come from Sashem. So, be that as it may.
There's some detail missed, and it was kind of haphazardly thrown together in a short period of time. But you got Aquentus, and then Betrayal, and Professor, because that's where Zenesha's arm came from.
At the
But I
Lich and
didn't.
the Bombach distilleries, the stuff at Wuyun. Yeah.
I'm gonna look to Arni and Basil. Of the two places, are they both in the same general direction? Or this may be a path we could take and hit both of them?
Well, I think we're on our way to Taldore. Gotta
Ooh.
get a ship.
So I don't know exactly where Othanzia is, but Singhorn is in Taldore.
Well then, maybe we should head that direction.
A number of you would know that you could either charter a ship or an airship. An airship is more expensive, but significantly faster in travel. Both could be chartered at a size that would allow passage of the cart.
If I had a vote, I'd say airship. Sorry, Arni.
Arnie's going to write a note before we leave the guard post. Write a note
Okay.
to the guards there, just basically saying, if the halfling decides he needs our help, have him contact the dudes at Wuyun Gate, and then they can contact us. And Arnie will leave his coin that they gave to
Okay.
Arnie.
Okay.
Also,
Do I
before
see
you
him
leave,
leaving his coin?
Yeah, I think you would. He's not necessarily
I'm gonna
hiding
put
it.
mine next to him. I don't want to take mine with me.
before
Well,
we
then
leave,
you can leave yours and I'll keep mine because they're going to need to get a hold of us.
I do have to make my report. I feel it's very important.
Yes.
Will you, at least someone, stay here? That way I know if anything has changed when I leave. And I'll come back. I should be fairly swift.
We can
Okay.
get the cart and everything ready to go, and maybe some provisions. Just look for the cart through the city.
All right. I shall return as soon as possible. And I'm
Do you need us? Do you need us to stay in here or just in the city?
I would think it best for someone to stay in the building, in case. I have a weird feeling that things may be different outside than they are inside, because I did sense magic around the individual that was taken away.
I wouldn't mind staying behind. I have nothing to purchase.
And that way I know someone is here, still in this room when I return.
I'm gonna grab a couple of the chairs and go, all right, Basil, let's do this.
I'll just go check the
Okay.
card out, and if there's anything around the area, instead of moving the card, I'm just going to look at the different shops that are in the area, if any.
Okay. Chief and Ceradyn, as you both make your way outside.
I would
From a
fly ahead
distance.
first.
Yes, but
Okay.
not long after. Off in the distance, towards the north, which kind of takes you back past the tower, the path that you took. Seem to be people running. Can't quite hear. Or maybe you can.
Which
There's
way are they
screams.
running? Towards me, away from me? Like,
They're running towards you.
can I see anything off
So
behind them?
It's obscured by the buildings. Seems to be an area that now you can see that there's also people moving off to the sides.
Fly up to get a view
Okay,
above the buildings.
You fly higher up, and from this distance, it's probably about 400, 500 feet away. But there's a red circle that is formed in kind of this, not a city square, it's more of just like this plaza area, but a red circle has formed. Magic circle.
Oh, a magic circle has formed, like on the ground in the plaza, or...
Mm-hmm.
And people are running away from it.
Yes.
Sorry, my Discord crapped out on me for a second. How far away did you fly from?
It's
the
just
building?
up right now.
Yeah, I just went out of the building and up.
Okay.
And
so, Chief, you can see this down the street, too. You can see people basically running towards you.
But I can't see the circle?
No.
What do you see, my friend?
I'm gonna shout down to Chief. Gather everyone! There seems to be magic up ahead that people are running from.
Right. And I'll turn and just slam the door back open. Cart, now!
Yeah.
Sashem, do you have any spades?
And
and that's when you hear Basil.
and
in short
I want
order. Go ahead.
when he goes in, I want to go towards it.
Okay.
To get a closer view, get on a roof somewhere nearby. Like, I want to get information on the situation that's happening.
Okay. Yep. You're moving off that direction. Everyone else filing into the cart. All right. Filing into the cart, the door closing shut. Sashem, you're the last one in. You close the latch. And the hogs, sensing the tension, Chief, they're rearing to go. You kick them in gear. And with a lurch, a pretty impressive speed, but still a relatively stable ride as you go charging forward. At this point, not quite crowd of people, but the dispersing citizens do move around to the side, and you are making your way. It's a little bit of a distance to go. Ceradyn, what's your altitude?
I would have just gone high enough up to get over the buildings to see the circle on the ground, so probably about 60 feet, 50 or 60 feet above the ground.
Okay. And would you be flying like directly over the circle, or?
No, I would be
going?
flying to a close building to get a visual on the happenings.
As you reach the point that you're about 100 feet away from the circle, when you're about to pick a building, you're probably 20 feet from the rooftop. You start falling.
Oh, well, that's not good. And
you go to speak, and it's silent.
Oh.
You are falling.
And my
20 feet
wings
to a rooftop.
are...
Your wings are doing nothing.
What? They're not slowing...
There's no resistance.
No physics, no resistance. No air. Oh. Okay. I can't do anything about that.
You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as you tumble across the roof.
Okay.
There is
9
no air.
points.
And you did not hold your breath before entering this space. If you do not move, you will begin suffocating.
Oh, I'm immediately going back out away from the area. Now I
having
know
to
why the
walk
people were
away,
running.
though.
The what?
You're having to walk away.
Oh yeah, I'm doing my little run hop like a
Okay.
bird would the best I can.
Okay. What is your walk speed? Is it still 30 or?
Yeah, it's 30.
Okay. You make it out just in time and then are able to catch a breath.
And I check, that I got wings. Ooh, sorry.
Yeah, and then
I hit a spray.
there's resistance again once you get to the point that you can breathe.
I want to meet them to tell them there's no oxygen over there. There's no air. So I want to fly meet them at the cart. Did I get a visual on anything before the falling?
You got close enough to see a little bit of the detail of the circle, as well as a number of individuals who are not moving.
People on
Maybe
the
15 or
ground,
20.
like civilians?
Yes. 15 or 20.
Anyone, and there was no one else, just down to civilians,
No one
basically. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, heading back to them. There's no air in the area. That's why people are running. I don't know how to take care of this kind of magic circle. Does anyone else?
What else did you see?
There are people on the ground in the courtyard.
Take me to as far as you can.
And I will.
How wide of a diameter is this circle?
So you actually can't see the magic circle itself, but as you all become aware of this effect that Ceradyn is describing, there is just this slight shimmer across a dome that is probably 100-foot radius around
100 feet.
this. Yep. But the circle itself is further, and Ceradyn, you'd probably say it was like a 20-foot radius magic circle.
Okay. All right.
20-foot diameter, so 10-foot radius.
Okay.
And how far were the rest of us?
At this point, you all would have been able to pull up basically on the edge of this effect.
You said there's no air?
Arnie's
Yes,
gonna hold in
Chief.
and hold his breath and start running in to go grab
I'm gonna stop
a
him.
couple people.
I'm gonna stop him real quick.
Okay.
Big old metal hand.
We've got to go help these people. What are you doing?
I got this. You help on the outside. Everybody out of the cart.
There's not enough time. There's so many of them.
Trust me. How much was there? Ceradyn?
15 to 20 people.
Trust me. I got this. Everybody out of the cart.
All right. And I'm gonna pat your back and cast guidance on you to help you with whatever you're doing.
And Ceradyn wants to cast mage armor
So
on
real
him,
quick,
on
DM,
Chief.
on a
Oh wait, he's wearing armor, isn't he? I can't do that.
I wanna
Mage armor
roll-
is self. Go ahead,
yeah,
Chief.
major. I want to cast Expeditious Retreat, but I want to
Okay.
incorporate it with the whole cart. If
You
that's
have not set up systems to drive
No.
spells into the cart. Something
It's,
to work on.
It's not self, but it does say that.
Mage armor?
okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
so what I'm going
says
to do
you,
then?
you touch a willing creature who isn't wearing armor, and a protective magical force
Okay.
surrounds
Yeah,
it
Chief
until
is
the spell.
armored.
Okay.
Yeah,
So, what I'm going to
can't
do
that.
is just book it right to where Ceradyn saw the majority of them.
Okay.
And that is when I will get off with Master's help, and I'm going to cast Expeditious Retreat and pick up everybody like the Flash does.
Yeah,
and,
effectively.
and get them all in the cart and book it back to out of the thing.
Okay. Go ahead and roll just an intelligence check.
As he's running through, I want to also shout
You've
out
got
to
the
him.
D4 guidance.
See if you can also scrape the magic circle as you run by it.
Chief, you hear nothing. You're inside the effect.
Oh, that's right. He can't hear me. There's no air.
So with
And
the
yes, you
D4
do.
guidance, it is a 25 with a natural 20.
Wow. You are able to scoop up all of the people that are here. They all, for the moment, seem to be not dead yet. And you begin to move away with them. But you quickly realize that this effect covers buildings, other streets, quite large, and this courtyard is not the only place affected.
So as I'm heading out, while I'm realizing that, I'm gonna put those glasses on and see if there's something I could also mess with.
Oh boy, why did I give you that item? Okay. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Okay. On your way out, you don't see anything. There's a little bit of an extra shimmer to the effect of the magic circle with the glasses on. You exit the effect. I imagine everyone would kind of spring into action to be pulling people out of the cart and trying to stabilize and things like that.
I got the 15. There might be more.
Now I am going to roll their last set of death saves.
This is when I would inform Chief to try and break the magic circle as he passes it.
They're rolling
Arni would probably be casting Spare the Dying on each of them as they've been brought out.
Yes.
If 10 minutes haven't passed up yet, I'm going to take Ceradyn's advice and go try to scratch up or break whatever I can to help get
Okay,
this.
we'll get back to you on your way back. Arni and Sashem, you also would recognize this. Ceradyn and Basil. 3 of them are gone. Beyond resuscitation. But the other 12, with the help of Spare the Dying, as well as the fact that they've just... A couple of them seems to have stabilized themselves, and a couple actually come to consciousness. 12 of them are alive. Chief, as you turn the cart and make your way back in, took you about 5 minutes to collect everybody. There is this sheet of that very specific look that these glasses give to anti-magic.
I'm going right for it. And when I get close enough, I want to swing my axe at it.
Okay. As you move closer, it turns.
Like a clock?
Not like a clock, no. Almost like a spotlight. It turns again.
Is it like a cone of thing, or is it just like a line?
Kind of is like a cone.
I am going to try and use up whatever of that expeditious retreat I have left to get within the cone and see what's happening.
Okay. You round the corner into this courtyard, and I'm gonna have to pull you into the other channel
Oh,
because no one else can see or hear what's happening. So, or actually, you know what? What I'll do is I'll actually just server deafen everybody so we're not moving around. Except Cyrano's, you will need to. Yep.
by me.
Chief, what you see floating in the middle of this courtyard is an enormous purplish blue creature with tentacles that reach out. Eyes sit at the ends of each tentacle, and a large toothy maw is topped by one enormous eye that casts this cone of anti-magic. Make either an Arcana or a Nature check.
18 for Arcana.
Partially tied to your previous experience as Illifrid. This is a beholder. And it's staring directly at you. What do you do?
Can I tell, knowing what a beholder is, can I tell which eye is controlling this particular effect?
The anti-magic cone is coming from the large central eye.
Well, then in that case, in a quick motion, the shield pops up, axe goes in the back, hand comes down, and the rifle pops up, and I want to shoot it right in the eye.
Okay, just go ahead and roll the attack.
Oh, that's not good. That's 12.
12. It goes towards the eye and just kind of dissipates. It hits some sort of barrier. Got one more action.
I got one more shot I can do.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll it.
Now does. That's better. 21 to hit.
21 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
It says magic damage too. Yay! 22 piercing. Magical.
You see it doesn't hit directly in the eye. It kind of hits the and it turns for a moment and then regains on you and begins floating towards you. What are you doing?
Well, I know no one else can come in here like I can unless they're gonna hold their breath like crazy. So, how close is it to me?
It's probably about 60 feet away right now.
Okay.
If there's no decisions made, it's going to start doing things.
Screw it. Chief is gonna switch to his axe and start running straight at it.
Okay. Essentially, you've taken your action. Now it's his turn. I'm not going to bother with an initiative roll.
Yeah.
It is in range of you. I'm going to roll a d10 to see which beam it is going to use. That is a 9, which, oh, I think that is... Yes, it is. Where'd that go? Oh, it's up here. Put it on the other screen. Okay. Okay, I need a dex save.
Gosh dang, freaking thing to. That's a 9.
A 9 is a fail. What's your total hit points right now, by the way?
70.
70. I need 10d8.
Oh, I guess Master
take-
would be in there with me too. So
Yes, but he would have to close the distance. You take 47 points of force damage,
ouch. Okay.
and the beholder is done with its movement in turn. It is your turn.
How close are we within each other now?
It closed some of the distance, so you're probably only about 30 feet away.
All right, I am going to be getting right up on it,
Okay.
and I am going to grasp or send out a prayer, and as a bonus action, I'm going to harness divine power
Okay.
to channel divinity into a spell.
All right.
And that will be actually I might change. Quick question.
Go ahead.
On the channel divinity, does that affect stuff that has like wisdom saves or stuff like that?
So channel divinity just gives you some effects that you can use.
Put your spells over a number of these times. Oh, this is my Paladin feature. I'm not quite sure exactly what's going on with it. You know, I'll still do this idea. I'm going to still do that, and I'm going to do a pulse wave.
Okay.
Cast a pulse wave on it. So
What's
it
the
needs to
save?
make a Constitution save.
Definitely makes it. The natural 17.
Dang it. But it will take half the damage.
Okay, go ahead and roll
Which
half the
is
damage.
1, 2, 3, 4. So 9 force damage.
Okay.
And then Master at this. No, I can't. Master's just going to be up there with me. Right next to me.
The rest of you do see, kind of around the corner, there's kind of this blast of force. Just goes out. You can't hear anything, but you see just magical force. An explosion of it. What would anybody be doing?
Arnie's going to be trying to run to catch up to Chief.
Holding your breath? Okay. Anybody else?
I'm gonna pull out my rapier and stand there, but
I think I would also cast Dispel Magic to try to see if that will lift the
I would say that Arni
air.
would know. Arni would know that you'd have to target the source of the effect, not just.
Oh.
So, once you're in range, of course. But if you're double dashing, you get within 40 feet of the center. You actually just gain perspective. You see Chief has left the cart behind, is standing almost on top of the magic circle, and in front of him is a beast that you've only seen in horrific fairy tales. A large orb-like creature that floats above the ground, tentacles hanging down, and 8 eye stalks hovering around one enormous oculus and a huge toothy grin. A beholder. At this point, I need everybody to roll initiative.
As soon as you said anti-magic cone.
Let's see, so we have Basil, Chief, Unit. Sashem probably actually has a higher dexterity than Chief.
Would I have been able to cast that spell?
You're right. You wouldn't. But
I used up the
we'll say
slot.
it was. Yeah, we'll say.
It didn't work anyway, other than the
Right.
little bit.
Arni still in front of Basil. And I see a Zenesha showed up just in time. Ceradyn also at a 16, definitely the highest dex mod. And we're just missing the roll from Zenesha, and then we'll be good to go. Oh no, that's 15. Okay.
Oh, okay. I clicked the wrong thing on one of my things. I'm going to fix it.
Okay. All right. It is the Beholder's turn, and then it will go to Ceradyn. It is going to use another eye stalk. I need to roll a d10 to see which one. It's a 3, which is the Fear Ray. Ooh. DC 16 Wisdom. Chief.
Stop.
That is
I have a
fail.
D4 inspiration from a while ago that you gave me. I want to use that.
Okay, if you roll a 4, you'd make the save. But anything less than that.
Nope, I don't make it.
Short by 1. You are frightened for 1 minute. Any attacks against the Beholder are at disadvantage. Well, any attacks at all while within it, in sight of it, are at disadvantage.
And I can't get closer.
But you're already melee with it.
I'm right
because
on him.
Yeah, it has also closed distance on you. It is going to bite. 22 to hit. Definitely hits.
What's his bucket?
Unless-
Master is going to use his reaction.
The force disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Okay. 18 to hit then?
Misses.
Misses. Master grabs onto one of the tentacles and pulls it. Get a little bit more fitting music.
I can't even hear the music.
Oh, you can? Oh, okay. We'll go right.
That's why my speakers just turned down low.
It's just quiet.
Okay. Ceradyn, it's your turn. You saw this blast of energy, then Arni rushing in. What are you doing?
So what is perspective layout of the area? Like them running
So,
around a building to an
well-
alley corner, or
Why don't we do this? Let's head over for roll 20.
oh, ooh, sweet.
Also, hi, Laura.
All right, I want this to be a transitionary period, so don't anyone talk about things yet. No,
So
Let
this
you
happened
know.
to that guy's butt. No.
I'll let you know when we're good again.
What? Been a while since we've been in roll 20, so I understand if it takes a little bit to get into the swing of things.
Who the freak is the giant?
Giant? What do you mean?
Here, I'll show you on my screen.
Wait, is somebody huge for some reason?
Zenesha might still be. I don't know.
Look at my stream.
Oh, I'm gonna be moving you guys. You're on a different screen right now.
He's
think that's
huge.
Yeah, don't worry. About to shift you guys over.
Make sure you grab the right green guy.
Yeah. Buddy's back.
You won't believe what my brain just did. It went green guy, get it? Green. Spanish.
Uh-huh.
Technically, that's green go, but
Oh, Arni, you would be right there. All right. Is everybody good to go? Are we missing anyone?
Sashem can't
Um,
see crap.
Not yet.
as soon as
Sorry.
my screen is not black, yeah.
Hold on.
Your screen's
My
showing as black?
computer's still
Hey,
loading
buddy.
roll 20.
It is right now.
Yeah, I have a black view on the screen.
Yeah, I'm
Me
trying to fix it.
too.
As
I get
do
it.
I.
A
There
little
it
bit,
is.
yep.
Hold on.
Whee!
Oh no, I'm good. I'm in a
Nope.
interesting
I
area.
zoomed in
Okay.
and did it.
Yeah, zoom out and you should be good.
Oh, are you like off in Narnia?
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish it would like auto center. Be right back, just a sec.
Cool. Alright. When he comes back will be a good point for me to recut back on the editing. Yay.
I'm gonna go throw Addie in bed real quick.
Is there anything you'd like to ask Laura to catch up?
I think you guys explained it all. So,
when you started
Chief
watching,
Master
where
and
were we
Ceradyn
at?
are back. That would mean that. So where did Drat go then?
So Drac, we stayed a week in the tower, and upon meeting up at the end of it, Drac had left and left bags with things for us. Like a whole bunch of gold
Which
for each of us
awesome.
individually.
Like what you got.
You also got one of the unidentified potions that he bought. And another potion that was like superior healing for the Cosmic Forge potions.
I'm going to turn off my video feed so that my computer can process the roll 20 a little better.
Okay.
Yeah, you got the cure exhaustion potion, the superior potion of healing, and then a random potion, which you don't know what it is.
So cure exhaustion. What was the second one?
superior potion of healing.
Okay. And then a random one that I don't know what it is. What
Hers-
color is it?
Zenesha's was the one that was the storm, or was that Arni's? No,
Arni's
Zenesha's
was
was
the
the
storm.
one. Yeah, so yours I think is the one that changes, like depending on what angle you look at it, it changes color.
Hmm.
Good job for remembering that.
Is the
I don't know why
exhaustion
I-
potion one that's searchable yet, Austin? Oh, you're muted.
I read it again.
Or it's not picking
No
up your mic?
sound.
Okay, there you go. It's not in there? Okay. Put it in my notes.
Unless there's potion of lesser restoration, but I don't believe there is.
Potion
Bless you.
of cure exhaustion.
All right. Ceradyn, what are you doing?
All right. So, let's get over here. So we saw the beam of light basically shoot down the.
Kind of just like a burst of energy.
Okay. Yeah, and it just kind of shot out this way, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make
Where's
sure.
the barrier where there's no more air?
It's like right in front of you.
And one turn was how long again?
6 seconds. So when it comes to breath holding, not really too much of a concern as long as nothing's knocking the wind out of you.
Oh boy. Okay.
Because breath holding is 1 minute plus 1 minute per con mod point.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. Oh boy. Okay. See, and we got measurements, right? Oh, I'm so far away.
Yes.
Can I do?
Sashem, you'll be on deck, so be thinking about what you want to do.
Okay. So I'm going to grab him and move him. Can I move? Does this still work? It does. Look at that.
Yeah. And if you take off snapping, then it's a little bit
Oh, okay.
smarter for you.
Oh, I can't get very far at all, though. There's such a big space for what I thought was so tiny. Okay.
100-foot radius.
Yeah. I think Ceradyn will be holding his breath and running in as well because of the blast.
Because you cannot fly here.
Yeah. But I still have 30 movement, so I'll run up to there. Basically taking in what I can visually while keeping closer to buildings to hopefully not be seen.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a stealth check if you'd like.
Okay. Yeah, I think that is exactly what he would like. 18.
Okay. Good to know. Actually,
And that's 10 foot, 35. Actually, I think I'm gonna dash, actually.
Okay.
Unless,
but that does nullify the stealth. You know,
Okay.
Dash while stealthing, so.
okay, yeah, I want the stealth, so that'll be it for me then, just the movement up.
Okay. All right, Sashem, it's your turn.
I'm gonna guiding bolt the sucker at 3rd level.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get into line of sight. be able to get it.
Is it that line of sight?
Are you casting it now?
Oh yeah, isn't he in my line of sight right
Okay.
there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. You're gonna
So,
send
yep.
it?
Yep.
Okay. It goes, and when it hits a certain point, it just disappears.
Oh, yes, son of a bloody biscuit. So it doesn't even hit him.
It does not. It doesn't even make it to him. At
Mother-
certain point, it just blinks out of existence. Magic nullified.
Oh, that sucks. I am going to. Oh, grandmother. That's my turn. I don't feel comfortable running in when I can't breathe.
Okay. All right, Chief, it's your turn.
All right, knowing that I can't use magic at the moment now, I am going to swing twice and use my bonus action to make master attack as well.
Okay. Go
So
ahead and
let's-
make your attacks.
Let's do master first. Uh, 15 for him to hit.
Okay, does not hit.
All right, and then now for me, here's my first one. My battle axe. 27 to hit.
Yeah. That
Second
hits.
one, 24 to hit.
Are those at disadvantage? Because of
No,
your fright?
let me do that again.
So this will
this
be the
for the
second one
first
for the
one.
first one. That still
20.
hits. So for the second one,
Second one would miss.
second one does not hit. Okay, but the first one does hit.
For a total of 12 magical slashing damage right to his icicle.
Yeah, and it barely blinks just in time to take it across the eyelids. And then Master.
Master attacked before I did. He missed.
Oh, okay. Gotcha,
But he
gotcha.
has
Oh, I see.
disadvantage on it, but so it wouldn't matter anyway.
He doesn't have disadvantage. He was not frightened.
Oh,
Just
okay.
you.
Well, I'm going
Is
to
that the end of your turn? Or are you going to move?
I'm going to stay put where I'm at and
Okay.
shout, "If anybody can hear me, help!"
No sound escapes your face region because you don't have a mouth.
Yeah.
It is the Beholder's turn. It's going to start with another eye stalk attack. Okay. I need another dex save. $19. You succeed in the save against another disintegration ray. I roll the 10d8. Did it roll? Okay, yeah. Which would be 43, reduced by half to 21 points of force damage, Chief. And having seen the bolt of energy that came in, the Beholder is actually going to shift this way, which does provoke an attack of opportunity from Master. And it is looking down this alleyway. That's a natural one. Wow. Master seems pretty shaken at what's going on. That brings us to Zenesha. It's your turn.
That's great. So I saw the other attacks going like through the beholder, right? Like he's not solid.
No, it's that the ranged bolt, the magic bolt, just disappeared on its way there. But Chief is slashing it. You're seeing some, spouts of blood when he hits it.
Okay. Yeah. And I'm gonna run up to it. Oh, can't see the lines. Because if I use all of my movement and an action to dash, I can move 80 feet.
Mm-hmm. So almost there. Also, if you take snapping off on your rulers, guys, then you'll be able to take more accurate measurements. Because your tokens are free to move outside the grid. So.
Guess that's movement and action. I'm double checking.
So you'd have a bonus action.
Am I gonna do it? Would I be familiar enough with how rage and my body works to know if it would shorten my breath by going into a rage? Like, is it going to be pounding too much that I'll lose air?
What's your con mod?
I mean, it's +4. So I can hold my breath for 4 minutes, right?
Yeah, you can hold your breath for 5 minutes. It says 1 plus your con mod. I imagine you'd be so confident in your ability to hold your breath that maybe it does, but I don't think you'd care.
I don't care too much.
Yeah, that was gonna be my question. Would Zenesha care? She's getting to see something to attack.
I mean, she wants to live through this just a little bit. So she will bonus action rage.
Okay. And the rage does
that's
initiate. Arni, it is your turn. Basil, you'll be on deck.
Arni wants to sprint at this beast, and well, how high up is the beholder floating?
Oh, it's only hovering at 1.5 feet, 2 feet off the ground. In fact, the lower tentacles kind of drag on the ground.
Okay, so Arni wants to sprint at this thing and use the shield bash that he's been kind of working on.
Okay.
And so that would be a DC 13 strength saving throw.
So how far can you move? Oh, but it's a bonus action. That's right. Okay. Yep. So DC 13 strength. That is a 9 plus 0. Okay. Knocking it prone or knocking it back? I don't remember which one it is.
So I would like to knock it prone, or I think
it was either a choice.
Be knocked prone or 5 feet from me. So,
okay, so you want to
knock it prone, and then 1d10 of damage.
Okay, go ahead and roll the damage.
So that would be 4 points of damage.
Okay. I'll write that down. It is a magical shield. So what you do notice is that a floating orb doesn't seem to respect being knocked prone.
Okay.
It is immune to the effect. But
you
do close the distance.
Move your character up.
Yeah, I'll get him. You are up against it now. It did deal damage. All right. Basil, your turn. You are muted, by the way.
I was gonna dash. And then
Okay.
am I able to axe surge and do another 30 feet?
You could do that if you'd like.
I will do that.
So you could cover 90 feet total, which essentially puts you like really close.
Yeah, just not close enough.
Not quite.
Well, that's my turn.
Okay. Ceradyn, your turn.
Okay. And I've got as well. I am wanting to get close enough to. Oh, do I really want to do this? Frick. Yeah. Yep, I do. I am going to throw my dagger of venom,
Okay.
targeting its eye.
Are you getting close first?
I got to the 60 feet range, I think.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're good. Okay. Go ahead and make your ranged attack, which is just the same as your attack roll. So you have proficiency with daggers, so.
Okay.
$13 does not hit. The dagger kind of just cling, bounces off behind it a little bit. It's kind of just sitting on the ground. Fortunately, there's a wall behind it.
Okay.
Sitting on the ground over there. Is that your turn?
I will remember that because I have crossed half the distance and it has now been half of my breath. So yeah, it's my turn.
It's only been 2 rounds since we entered, so that's 12 seconds. Be a quarter of your breath.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So you have a minute.
Plus my con mods, right?
Plus
so
your con mod, yep.
3 minutes total. Oh, okay.
Yes.
I thought a turn was
So
much
unless
longer.
something
Okay.
knocks the wind out of you,
Gotcha.
you'd generally be fine. Sashem, it's your turn. Chief, you're on deck.
I'm going to yell at them. Can't you get it this way farther? And then I'm going to use my action and dash, and then also use my movement, and I'm going to move up into it.
So you can move up
But
to
I-
60 feet.
Yeah, that's right about there.
Basically where Ceradyn is, yeah.
Yeah. And that's my
Alright,
turn.
and that would be the end of your turn. And it's after entering this field that you notice there is no sound of any kind. Chief, it's your turn.
Would I know enough to get out of its? If I got out of its gaze, I can do magic on this thing.
Given the roll, ooh. You weren't looking when Sashem asked. I imagine. So here's the thing. So Chief normally pivots to flank anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'll say.
Which is what I'm planning on doing anyway.
So that's
planning on
that.
trying what I'm going to do anyway. So
Okay.
he will get behind it, and Master will get right here.
Mm-hmm.
Back up Arni, and because would that technically count as getting closer to it though for Chief?
No.
Okay.
As long as the distance between you is the same or more, you're good.
Okay.
So you can pivot all you want.
All right, good.
Pivot.
So
Pivot.
pivot. So bonus action is going to be Master attacking with advantage now.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the first
then-
roll because it won't let me do advantage roll on this guy.
I know. It's so weird.
Thank heavens. Dang it. 2 4s.
That
He
is
sucks.
super unlucky. Both missing.
And
Master is getting
then-
a hold of it. It's just that it doesn't seem to do a lot most of the time.
And then as Chief was going around to get position, he's going to thump himself hard twice and try and cast a 2nd level Cure Wounds.
Okay. And it does take effect.
Yeah.
which you're still wearing the glasses. This is the moment you would discern anti-magic cone can't be within it when you cast spells.
All right. I gained 13 back.
Okay.
And that's my turn because I can't cast 2 spells on my turn.
At the end of your turn, it is going to take a legendary action. It is going to a bite attack at Arni, which is a 19 to hit, 14 plus 5.
Reaction from Master to make it
Okay,
disadvantage.
to make it disadvantage. Well, that's a natural 20, so still just 19. Then 46. Does a 19 hit?
AC is 19. So what is it? A tie?
Yep, tie
That
hits.
hits. Okay.
So that's 4. Oh. Plus 11, 15. No, just 46. So 15 points of piercing damage, Arni, as the huge maw of this creature kind of, it leans over and clamps onto your side for a moment before you wrestle it off. Now, to its turn, it is going to make another eye stalk attack at you, Chief. Which is going to be a 2. Which is Paralyzing Ray. DC 16 Constitution, Chief. And also, oh, nice.
Forget about it.
You can also repeat the Wisdom save for the fear at the end of your turn.
Nope.
Still frightened.
But I'm not paralyzed.
Correct. That brings us to Zenesha with Arni on deck.
I get up to it, I'm gonna whack it.
Yes, of course. That's what barbarians do.
Yeah.
All at
But-
advantage, considering you guys have it surrounded.
But first, bonus action, Hexblade's Curse.
Okay.
House Curse. Now I'm gonna whack it.
Now you're gonna whack it. Here come all these dice.
24
Definitely
For
hits.
the first one. 17 for the second.
Misses.
Okay. 17, and I also get the Divine Fury damage.
Correct.
So 20 points of damage.
20. Okay. You leave a good mark on the side of its, you'd probably call it its belly. Is that the end of your turn?
That would be the end of my turn.
All right, Arni, it's your turn with Basil on deck.
Arni is going to try to grab one of the tentacles and cast Inflict Wounds at a 3rd level.
Okay. So grappling. Well, so inflict wounds just requires touch.
So that, because my thoughts are like
yeah.
the cone, but if I'm grabbing the tentacles that are underneath it.
Let me see specifically where it's facing right now, because this matters. Okay, no, I would say that if you're kind of leaning over and, I'm not going to kill your spells if your toe is in the cone. So, all right, go ahead and make your attack.
Okay, and this is advantage.
Yes, it would be at advantage, you're right.
Oh, good, because that was awful. 24.
Definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
19 points.
19. Not bad. And that eye stalk, I'll roll which one, wilts and shrivels. That is a 5. So which one is that? That is the Enervation Ray, which is another damage one. Okay. You took away the one that does 8d8 necrotic damage. Is that the end of your turn?
And then, has Zenesha taken any damage? No.
Doesn't
Okay.
look like it.
What about Master?
Master
Oh, I guess
has-
I can't cast 2 spells in one. Never mind. Yeah, that's
Correct.
the end.
Unless you get Warcaster for bonus actions, but all right, Basil, it's your turn.
But to
Right.
answer the
Saradyn
question,
on
Master
deck.
hasn't been hit yet.
Going to move up and hit it. 2 greatsword attacks.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Oh, these are supposed to be at advantage, right? There.
Yes, they are.
I'll just roll 1 more dice for that one. A 19.
It hits with an AC of 19.
That is 12 damage.
Well, that is magical.
Just slashing.
Okay, non-magical. Okay. The unenchanted nature of your sword seems to not want to really break through as much as you'd like. That second one definitely hits.
That was 15.
15. Okay, reduced to 7. All right. That the end of your turn?
Yes.
Ceradyn, is your turn with Sashem on deck.
I wanna dash because he's just like, okay, this thing's distracted. 60 feet.
You're small enough you can kind of move through people. So I'm not
I
gonna be
am just
difficult
going
terrain
to
for that.
full sprint underneath it because you said it was like a foot or two
I
up.
figured. Yeah, I figured.
Because I want to pick
you're
up
not
my
leaving its range, so.
yeah, because I want to pick up my dagger.
And yeah, use item as a free action, so
Yeah, so
or a bonus action. I
action and then dash and then bonus action. So yeah, that's my
Yep.
turn.
mean. Okay, Sashem, it's your turn.
Sashem is conflicted. He's gonna double dash up.
Oh, you guys
Yeah, this is the thing is he's trying not to move too far up. So he's gonna go up 30. And hopefully actually he's probably gonna come this way 30. Be this way. Yep, this way. Yeah, there you go. Thanks. Okay. Yeah, like there. Okay. So, and then he is going to try again and cast guiding bolt, but only at 2nd level.
Okay. That does
23.
hit. 19 points of radiant damage. Nice. And this interesting thing happens, Sashem, as this launches out and crashes into it. When you shoot the bolt, there's particles and like embers of coal, right? That would be in a forge, charcoal, that are falling off of it as it's flying. And as it's flying forward, there's this line where all of those particles just like cease to be. Like they're being erased. But the bolt does crash into the right side of its face and leaves a huge scorch mark, singed and smoking. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
At the end of your turn, it is going to make another eye stalk attack. If it rolls the one that it lost, it will not be able to do anything. And this is going to be... I mean, it's going to be a master. An 8 or the petrification ray. This DC 16 dex save from master. Chief, are you able to make that roll?
Yeah, sorry, I was just
Okay.
looking for it.
Yep, just making sure.
Dex is +1, plus that, plus con. Wait. Okay, so can I roll it on the? Oh, I can roll it right here. 11.
Master is restrained. At the end of his next turn, he'll attempt to resist the effect. If he does not, he will become petrified. It's your turn, Chief.
Seeing Master get all stiff, I'm going to hold my shield right in front of me and between me and the thing, and I already have disadvantage on the attack anyway, but I'm going to cast Firebolt through my shield through that gem.
Okay.
That red
Would
gem.
you have an advantage since we're
Not
surrounding
on
it
a
with
ranged attack.
I'm also afraid, so
Yes. So there is no way for Chief to get actual advantage right now. Yep, go ahead and make the attack.
roll it at disadvantage, correct? Because of everything
Correct.
for me.
Yes. And you're at melee range, so that automatically makes ranged attacks a disadvantage. Now, what does happen, though, is you shoot the firebolt through the shield, and instead of a bolt, it becomes like this wave, this blast. But it just kind of washes over the beholder's form and doesn't have any effect.
And then, let's see. Master, he can still attack, right?
No, he is restrained.
Restrained.
Let me double check that. I'm pretty sure.
Becomes 0, can't benefit from bonus
Oh no,
attack.
so he can still attack.
It's just at disadvantage, but he's at advantage because. So he's normal.
Correct. Yep.
All right, so
Just
he will do.
no moving.
He will do his attack.
Oh, his
I am
attacks
not-
are not at his attacks are not at disadvantage.
I didn't roll
Oh
it
no,
at
yeah,
disadvantage.
never mind. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
It would be advantage, but he has disadvantage
Yeah,
because
yeah,
of the thing,
So
which
10.
makes it normal.
Correct. So it does not hit.
Okay, with that, Master or Chief's going to try to break his fear.
Yep. I'd make your wisdom save.
$16.
16 makes it. You're no longer frightened.
And then Master can do his dex save again, right?
Yes. And if he fails, he is petrified.
19.
Succeeds. The stone that was building up around his form kind of just and flakes off. Master is freed.
That's my turn.
Okay. Zenesha. Or, no, sorry. It's the beholder's turn. It is going to make an eye stalk attack at... Nobody's really laid into it except Basil. Okay, so it's going to make an eye stalk attack against Basil. All in all. That is 8 again, which I believe was the petrification ray. Yes. So, Basil, I need a 16 dex save.
Is this a magic attack?
It is, yes.
Alright. That would be a 22.
With a natural 20, you definitely resist it. The ray, this eye turns and like this beam of grayish light sweeps across your body and it leaves behind like this path of stone, but it just flakes away. Zenesha, it's your turn with Arni on deck.
I'm gonna whack him again.
All right, you whack him. Assuming
And
it's a
it's still at
boy.
advantage, right? Because we're all around
yeah.
him.
Yeah, you guys have it surrounded. Definitely
23
hits.
for the first one.
An AC of 19, as has been discovered. Misses.
That one misses. Oh, I'll roll the damage for the first one. 6.
6. A minimum roll, that sucks.
So that's 11 plus 14, so 25
25.
points of damage.
Okay.
And then for the
Shocking
bonus
grasp.
action,
So did you roll to hit for the shocking grasp? Wait, is that what you
wait,
meant
is
to
that what I
roll?
did? I
Yeah,
meant to do the
you hit.
Divine Fury.
Yeah, I was like, well, that sounds high.
Um,
So it's 11 plus 4, so 15.
So,
That makes more
yeah.
sense.
15. But I did
Gotcha.
want to do Shocking Grasp as the bonus
As a
action.
bonus action. Okay. But you have
We'll
to roll
see
the
if it-
attack. Okay, definitely hits.
Okay,
That
so-
wasn't an advantage, though, so go ahead and make sure you do the advantage. It's an attack.
No, that's worse.
Okay,
So,
but does hit.
do we just want to keep the damage that I rolled before?
Yeah, we'll just keep the 14. Since it was your intention to use it. Okay. Starting to be a little scuffed up. It's not bleeding profusely by any means, but showing a little bit of wear and tear. Is that the end of your turn?
That's it.
Okay, Arni, your turn with Basil on deck.
Okay. Does it seem that the this field of no air is originating from the beholder?
It
Or
does
is that
not.
from
Off in this area, about right here, there is a about 10-foot radius, so rather large, red magic circle that is on the stonework. In fact, I could probably... But that is where it seems to be centered.
Okay, so Arni would like to kind of dive under the beholder. So I'll end up prone,
Okay.
but get out of that anti-magic ray, and then try to cast Dispel Magic on this magic circle.
Okay. Go ahead and...
So
lying
that's marked
prone
as
under the
cast.
beholder. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll a d20 and add your spellcasting modifier.
Okay. D20. That's a 10. What's my modifier? Plus 3, so 13.
The magic shoots out of your hand, an electrical ball splashes against it to no effect.
Well, shoots. Okay. All right. Arni's just going to use. I guess since I'm diving down, I probably can't dive down and get up on the same turn, or is that?
So it only would have taken 10 feet of your movement to get under it, like you did.
And then the other.
You would be moving at half speed to crawl, and then it takes half of your movement to get up. So you could crawl out from under it, or you could try to stand up beneath it.
I guess I'll get on my knees, so I'm ready to stand back up again for the next turn.
Okay.
And then that'll be my turn.
Okay. Basil, it is your turn.
Seeing Arni's magic go out the circle, I'm gonna try and slash at it and see if I can cut it away.
Okay. So, let me check something. Ooh, That would be leaving its melee range. So you do take an attack of opportunity.
Yes.
And that's a natural one. Yeah, it misses. Go ahead and roll an attack against the magic circle.
Right. 19.
A 19. Roll damage.
8.
Okay. One of the runes is scuffed. You're not sure what effect it's had. Maybe it's something that if you kept at it, you'd be able to disrupt the circle. Maybe not.
Sure, I'll make a second attack.
Okay.
14.
14. I mean, it's not moving. It's a hit.
13 damage.
13. You all feel simultaneously there's not a return of air, but there's just this slight tickle of atmosphere, ever so faint, across the hairs on your face and head and on your arms. At the end of your turn?
Yeah.
At the end of your turn, one of the eye stalks turns to you. It is the 9. It is the disintegration ray. Okay. Roll. You take 41 points of force damage as this intense beam of green energy just kind of cuts across your back.
That's not good.
Is that the end of your turn? Or no, that was the end of your turn. So, Ceradyn, it's your turn with Sashem on deck.
I think seeing that they kind of got the point to attack the circle and having his knife back, seeing that disintegration beam shoot out, Ceradyn would want to run back underneath the beholder and like jump up to try and cut that stalk off.
Okay, so targeting that stalk specifically.
Yeah, and I want to use that dagger of venom.
Okay, go ahead and roll your attack. At advantage because the thing's surrounded.
Oh, okay. Good. Thank goodness, that advantage.
Definitely hits. And you get sneak attack because you have advantage.
Awesome. Whoa.
Okay, so
That's
wow.
something. Jeez.
Jeez, is that wow? Is that sneak attack? Yeah.
With that jump loft, can I pocket the eye in the same motion into the bag?
No.
Dang
No. But the disintegration eye flops to the ground.
Oh, that is comforting. Okay.
And the creature, the beholder, there's a slight sound that carries. Is that the end of your turn?
That's good. Wait, how much movement did I use? 1 second.
You only would have used like 5 feet to get under it.
I used 10 to get across.
Oh, okay.
With that sound and me being up in the air from jumping to lop that off, I want to wings because I heard that sound and go 20 feet up.
You flap your wings. There's some resistance, and it's enough that you like you hover a little bit and then drop back down.
And that is fine. Like I get that and I'm just gonna try to shout to everyone, "Air's coming back!" You know, air is coming back.
And you all just hear not a lot.
Yeah,
Ceradyn's small, the atmosphere is thin.
that's my turn, I guess.
What did he say?
Wow. At the end of your turn, Ceradyn, it is going to attempt to make another eye stalk attack at you this time because it's furious. That's a 3, which is also the fear ray. I need a wisdom save. DC 16. That is a fail. You are frightened for 1 minute. And reattempt at the end of each of your turns. Sashem, it is your turn with Chief on deck.
Is there enough air for me to breathe?
You don't know. We'll find out with Ceradyn, who just expelled everything he had.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna do another guiding bolt. At 2nd level.
Okay.
15.
Does not hit. Well, it hits, but it kind of just splashes off of its hide.
So no damage.
No damage.
All right, and then I am going back 30 feet. So I'm gonna start making my way back out of the flippin' crazy zone.
Okay. Chief, it is your turn.
The first thing I'm going to do is bonus action cast Branding Smite.
Okay.
It wasn't supposed to roll.
Yeah.
Yet. It's not until I hit.
Yeah. You're good.
But it is a concentration spell for a minute, so every time on my first hit each turn, I think it's first hit, not every hit, right?
Just I thought it was just
the next time
once.
you hit it, okay, it's once within
it's
the
one
minute.
time. Yep.
So I am going to swing twice with my battle axe.
Okay.
With advantage. Yay!
Yeah.
There's the
No
first
longer
one.
frightened.
Definitely hits.
Almost a crit, but definitely
And
hits.
the second one is a crit. Yeah.
Damn.
We'll do the damage on the second one first because it's light up blue.
But it's the branding smite is on the first one, so
Yeah.
so 10.
I think that did the. Yeah, it was lit up blue, so 10 slashing from that one, and then the first hit is that. Wait, why did it do? Okay. So 13 plus.
Yeah, plus the branding smite. Branding smite is also doubled.
No, it's not. It wasn't on the crit.
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
So 20 slashing damage from the first hit. Only 10 from the crit hit, which is weird.
Yeah, it's unlucky. It's a low roll on the dice. Okay.
So a total of 30 slashing damage.
You slash into its rear pretty deeply, and a gout of blood spills onto the ground. This sickly blackish ooze like blood.
Then I'm actually going to instruct Master to go try and help Basil over at the circle.
As Master leaves, it does.
Yeah.
That's a natural 20. Yep.
Okay, but give me a sec. No, no, it would hit. I can't use the reaction.
Oh no. Yeah, and I haven't reached down and touched yet. I don't know if you guys can really see that. Okay. What's Master's total hit points, by the way?
31.
Ooh, it's gonna be close. It's 46. So we're gonna go this. Is that in view?
Yeah.
Mostly. Tray of Doom!
That's 5.
Oh,
That
can't
was
quite see
cocked.
it.
There
There you go.
The first
Yeah,
one
there
was
you go.
5 together. There's a 6. Plus, oh my
Oh,
17. No. Yeah,
So that's
17.
12. 12 plus 5 is 17 times 2 is 34.
oh.
How
Okay.
much did you say Master had?
He's now down.
You all see as Master goes to turn to help Basil, the beholder locks, clamps on it, and just crunches. And Master's form slumps to the ground, motionless. A good number of the teeth in the beholder's mouth cracked or broken, but Master is down. Is that the end of your turn?
Chief seeing this, he's gonna. I'm assuming Master didn't make it past that far. Because
No, the moment he tried to leave melee range is when he would have been taken out.
Chief is gonna go right up next to him. About there.
Okay.
That's a spot. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Checking something real quick. Okay. In its turn, it is going to. He doesn't want to turn that way. All right. He's going to keep facing the same way he is. What does he want to do? All right. He's going to make an eye stalk attack at Zenesha. Where'd my D10 go? There it is. That's a 1, which is the Charm Ray. Zenesha, I need a DC 16 Wisdom save. You are charmed by the beholder. That is the end of its turn. And it is Zenesha's turn. Who would Zenesha attack, given that this beholder is her best friend and the one she must protect?
I mean, she's in a rage.
Mm-hmm.
So if the beholder's suddenly her best friend, she's not thinking straight. So she'd probably go after Arni because he's right there.
Just the closest one. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make your attacks.
So sorry, Arnie.
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't want to say it, but it was the closest one,
Yeah.
so.
This
Yeah.
is the intrinsic weakness of barbarians. Wisdom saves.
With the way the beholder and I are the attacks at advantage? I don't want them to be, but I have to ask.
With Zenesha's battle prowess, what would she do?
Well, I mean, she would get the advantage.
Yes, she would.
I'm sorry, Arnie. Oh my gosh, the first one was a nat 20.
Okay. Let's roll the damages on that before your other attack.
Oh.
It's all doubled. Not the Hexblade, though, because that's on the...
Yeah. So it already added the crit damage, so it's 13,
Yes.
15, but then it also gets the Divine Fury.
Which is the D6, so 3,
Mm-hmm.
8. So 23 total, right?
Yeah. 20, yes.
Okay, 23
23.
points of damage, Arni, from Zenesha, who pivots around the back and just... The heirloom axe against your back.
That's just hit number one? Let's
yep.
hope the other one's miss.
Make the other attack.
Oh, that's a
Definitely
24
hits.
for the second one. 8 points of damage.
10 with rage, right?
Yes.
So 10 points. 10 more points of damage, Arni.
And since I have a weapon in each hand, the bonus action would be another hit. Because of 2-weapon fighting. It was 2 natural ones. Like, I missed.
Arni, finally you react to what just happened. The first 2 blows just catch you completely off guard, but the last, you finally shrug just enough to prevent the attack. And you see across Zenesha's face, her eyes are just rolled back in her head, and she's just mindless right now. Which is funny, because Arni, it's your turn.
I am... Boy, oh boy. That changed things. I feel like Arni would be intuitive enough to know that this is not natural. Like, Zenesha just didn't suddenly have...
very clear. It's very clear.
And so Arni just wants to bring this thing down as quickly as possible, so he's gonna kind of do a 180 spin with his warhammer and try to knock the rest of the teeth out of the beholder's mouth.
Okay. Definitely
25 to hit.
hits. Yeah, absolutely.
And for 5 points of damage.
Still, damage is damage. I mean, it's starting to look real rough. It's not doing great.
Quick question: would Zenesha have been able to roll to get out of being charmed at the end of her turn?
No.
Okay.
And then
that's the end
as
of your
a
turn, Arni, or-
bonus action... Oh, I'm in the eye. Oh boy, I could try to heal. I'm going to try to step away from the cone, which would leave Zenesha's range, so that would be an opportunity attack, but
Yes,
I've got to
it
try to
would.
heal myself.
Zenesha, make an opportunity attack with whichever weapon Zenesha would choose.
Is the opportunity attack also at advantage?
Yes, because at the moment he is leaving your range, he's still flanked.
Gosh, that's 2 nat 20s!
What the?
I'm so sorry!
Oh shit. Okay. So here's the thing. I've had I've had a hidden rule that double crits would be quad damage. And this is the first time it's been triggered.
No! I'm so happy, but that makes me so mad.
What? What?
Roll.
That's the
damage,
nature of the
please,
game,
Zenesha.
baby.
What? You just didn't have to tell us that, you know?
I debated.
I know.
I debated not saying it, but
You had it in place. Man.
14 doubled.
so that's
28.
6 plus 3 is 9. Quadrupled.
Arni, so 9 quadrupled.
Yes.
Arni is down.
What's your max HP, by the way, Arnie? I don't know if
That's
it'll be
36
63.
damage from that hit.
63. Okay, so he's not going to be insta killed. It's not possible for you to. But Arnie is down. Arnie, at the end of your turn, 1, you are at a point of exhaustion for getting knocked. 2, you're at 1 failed death save for getting knocked. And here at the end of your turn, I need you to make your first death saving throw privately.
Oh.
D20 to the Dungeon Master.
Okay. Arnie, at the end of your turn, the Beholder is going to make an eye stalk attack again at Basil. There's a 6. Wait, I don't think we've rolled a 6 yet. The telekinetic ray. Oh, that should be interesting. 30 feet in any direction. Okay, DC 16 strength save, Basil.
Oh, I can do that. So still magic?
It is,
double check.
yes.
That is a nat 20.
Yeah, so... oh. Okay. Yeah, so it reaches out and kind of wraps this light blue tendril of ethereal energy on you from one of the eye stalks, and it tries to rip you and throw you, but as it grabs and throws, you kind of just plant yourself, and it just whiffs. Oh, sorry. Ceradyn, it's your turn with Sashem on deck. I'm still listening, but I'm going to be putting my son in bed.
Okay. Ceradyn is terrified from the fear. Yeah, everything that happened, I almost forgot that. Fear makes it so you can't move closer. Is that right, Tylor?
Yeah, and you have disadvantage on your attacks, even if. So you would have advantage, but disadvantage. So you'd be at normal right now, I believe, because you have the advantage with Arni, and then you're scared. You're afraid, so you have disadvantage, which makes it equal.
I can pivot around it though, right?
That is
Because I
correct.
can't.
Yeah, you
okay,
can pivot. That's fine, as long
Yeah.
as your distance doesn't decrease.
Okay.
And effectively, so it's a little interesting for you because you're small. You're at 0 distance as melee distance. You could move anywhere under it, and like that doesn't change your distance.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, my heart is.
I know I'm
Oh,
trying to think
gosh.
with my brain, but my brain doesn't want to think. Oh,
Time to.
I don't know what all I saw from my perspective either, because this thing is huge compared to me.
You can see under it freely, though.
Yeah, but I would have had visual on Zenesha kind of going around Arni, and Arni's
You wouldn't have seen what really happened between
exactly.
Arni and Zenesha.
I wouldn't have seen that, and
Ooh. Okay, yeah.
and I think my thought process would still stand. I know that I'm still frightened from it, but my thought was because Chief was there that I was going to get on the opposite side.
Okay.
I know it's another attack with the Venom Blade, but it because of fear. Am I at normal on the roll then?
Yeah, it's just straight roll.
Okay. Yeah, Tyler, I know you said that. Sorry. My brain is having trouble retaining things because of the actions that happened. Okay. Do I still get a sneak attack?
No, because you do not have advantage.
Oh, that's only when advantage is active. Okay.
Yep.
So
even if you have an effect that is, this is actually something that Jeff Crawford, the D&D guy that Critical Role references all the time, directly touched on.
Okay.
So you have to actually have the advantage.
Okay.
Be canceled out.
Okay. And piercing. No sneak
that
attack.
Put in the sneak attack, so it's just the 15.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And that would be another stock, because right now I'm just focusing on the stocks, and I think what he would have done is as he went underneath it, he would have attacked one of the ones that was dragging.
Okay. The attack lands. Those tendrils don't have stalks, don't have eyes on the end of them.
Oh,
Those
okay.
are all here. But 15 points of damage. All right. Sashem, it is your turn with Chief on deck.
So Sashem is first going to try to breathe a little bit.
Okay. It is thin. This is like being on Everest. It's survivable to breathe like this. It didn't take a lot of disruption to start letting atmosphere in. But if you were to spend an hour in this place, you would still die.
Okay, but that's all. That's all I
you're
needed to
functional.
know, because I thought I was gonna have to run away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over probably here to the 30 feet. And thanks.
Oh.
And
You are lucky.
I know, so lucky. Need it. I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt again at 2nd level.
Okay.
$19.
19 hits. Just hits.
12.
12 points of radiant damage. Is that the end of your turn?
That is.
Chief, it is your turn.
Seeing what just happened to Arni, because I was in view of it, I am prepping by bonus action casting Shield of Faith on myself, which gives me an extra +2 to my AC for 10 minutes with concentration. And then I am going to do my 2 attacks on my turn with advantage from my battle axe.
Okay. Yep, Ceradyn is still
Standing over Master,
Master. Okay.
kind of trying to protect him. His body, at least. Okay, here's for the first attack. 18.
18 misses by 1.
Here's for the second. 23 to
23
hit.
hits.
For a total of 9 slashing damage with magic.
All right. And that would be the end of your turn.
That is my turn. Yep.
I'm going to be making a roll to decide something.
Oh, was I supposed to roll something because of the fear at the end of my turn?
Oh, yeah, you can attempt to clear it.
Okay.
Wisdom 16.
Okay, thank you. Oh, not 20.
You're free of the frightened.
Yay!
I am going to make a roll here that is going to affect the beholder's decision. Time slows for a moment as the beholder turns to Arni, whose body lie breathing but motionless, as he makes a bite attack, which is an automatic crit, causing the loss of 2 death saves.
Can I get a reaction on that bite? No.
What reaction do you have?
Jumping in its mouth so that he doesn't get bit.
I'm sorry.
Dang it.
Arni rolled a natural 1 on his death save. The beholder lunges down, clamps on Arni on the ground, and as he rips up, tearing at Arni between his now shattered and disgusting teeth, a gout of blood pours out onto the ground. He thrashes and rends him for a moment before throwing him off to the side. And Arni's lifeless body lay on the cobblestone beside you, Ceradyn. Sashem, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. From behind you, Sashem, a second beholder. An eye stalk turns, and a green, sickly ray of energy arcs across your back. Dealing 35 points of force damage. You're muted.
Sam has 1 hit point left.
Zenesha, it's your turn. Where would she go?
There's only 2 people standing and 1 person flying.
Ceradyn is not flying.
Oh, he's not
But
flying.
there's Sashem behind you.
Well, Sashem just went down, right?
Sashem is at 1 hit point. So Sashem is buckled down onto the ground, trying to breathe, blood pouring from this wound that has been carved into his back that erased half of the flesh that made up his torso. Pretty horrific sight.
I'm just gonna roll a d4.
That's the way to do it. Alright.
Basil, you're it. I'm sorry.
Zenesha charging after Basil. Don't roll a fucking double 20 again, I swear.
Please.
I didn't want to roll it the first time, not on Arnie.
Oh,
At least it's not an advantage this time, so it can't be. That's a nat 1. 10.
and a 12.
12.
Those are misses. Are
Good.
they 2-weapon fighting? All misses.
14.
There's been a couple of sparring sessions between Basil and Zenesha. And in this blind, charmed rage, Basil, you read her like a book. You expertly dodge all of her strikes. Basil, it's your turn now.
He's gonna try and cast Suggestion on Zenesha.
Okay. There is a specific interaction around this. What is the save for Zenesha?
It's a Wisdom 12.
Okay. If anyone's going to fail a Wisdom 12, it's a Barbarian. The charm seems to have... The charm seems to have fortified Zenesha's mind against further intrusion. The beholder's greedy control is not letting go.
That's all I can really... Oh, I guess I have a bonus action. I'm gonna Second Wind, regain some
Okay.
HP. D10.
The end of your turn, one of the beholders is going to make an eye stalk attack against you, Basil. Except he rolled one that's been removed, so that one is nothing. The other one is going to attempt an eye stalk attack against Sashem. Okay, what's the 8? That's a non-damage one. Petrification. Sashem, I need a DC 16 dex save. As you hear energy winding up behind you again, this and you feel in the same line that the disintegration erased flesh and plate. Stone begins to fill it and crawl over your body. Ceradyn, it's your turn with Sashem on deck.
Oh, okay. Arni's body was essentially thrown over me, right?
Yes.
Okay. is going to be an attack.
Okay.
And
Be at advantage.
this would be jumping up to hit that big central
Okay.
eye.
Yeah, definite hit.
Just like... No, that's... Why did it...
Yeah, you gotta roll the full sneak attack.
Why did
array.
that do that? That was weird.
Yeah, you can just re-roll it. It's fine.
It's just rolling the one dice.
Okay, then just roll them separately. Fine.
Okay. That's weird. It was doing it
Take
just
the
fine
7
earlier.
because it was first. Yeah, I know. D&D
Okay.
Beyond gets buggy though.
Sneak.
So 21.
That's a bad roll for sneak attack. He's scared when he does this, obviously, because but also angry. He does that attack, and then what is... I'm trying to think, because his character would do something. I'm trying to think if he would have seen what happened to Sashem or the other beholder. Probably not, because of Arni.
You would have... Oh, and you wouldn't have heard it.
So I don't think he would even...
Roll a d20. If it's above a 15, you will have seen it.
Oh, okay. Works for me. That's 2. No, I didn't think so.
You were entirely focused on Arni to your right and this now blood-dripping, toothy maw of the beholder.
And I think jumping up to stab it in the big eye like that, he's essentially just holding onto the knife in its eyeball. Or,
Okay.
like, so is he up on its face,
Yeah.
or... Okay.
Yeah, I'd say you're effectively mounted on it.
Okay, that's...
You're not capable of grappling, so
Exactly.
it's just flavor.
Alright, that's it for me then.
Sashem, you need to make a DC 16 Dex save again. Oh, end of its turn. Okay, so you're restrained right now. You cannot move, but you could... Oh, there's not much you can do.
Wait, I can't move at all. Like I
You
can't.
have 0 movement.
If you have a ranged thing you can do, you can.
Well, no. What I was going to do is I was going to reach in my bag of holding and get out a healing potion.
You can move your arms and stuff.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so I want to get out the superior healing potion,
Okay.
and I want to take it, but I don't know how that operates or works because it's not in my inventory technically. So I don't just click on it.
Like we haven't added it.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't matter. Because as the potion slides down your throat, there's no magical effect. As you were in the anti-magic cone of the second beholder.
So screwed on so many levels. That's the case.
Given that you cannot move, and you just used a bonus action There's no actions you can perform unless you decide to throw your weapon.
Well,
That would be the end of your turn. But any weapon attack is at disadvantage because of the petrification that is building.
what I was going to do is I was going to cast Word of Radiance.
You're going to try to cast a spell?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You go to cast the spell. Go ahead and mark off the spell slot.
It's cantrip.
Yeah. So you go to cast the spell and nothing comes out. Nothing happens.
There's nothing I can do.
Chief, it is your turn. The beholder in front of you is looking absolutely thrashed. Ceradyn's strike has made it has closed its eye. Ceradyn is holding on for like dear life while this thing is thrashing around with its eye closed.
Yeah, my goal is to get rid of this one for sure. And that's exactly what I am going to do with try to do with 2x attacks at advantage still. So
Okay.
let's go. First one definitely hits, and I'm going to do the damage now. It is 13 slashing magical damage.
It had 1 hit point left. How do you want to do this?
I'm just in a flurry of a spin. I'm just gonna yell, "Ceradyn, heads up!" and turn and do like a spin and slice the thing in half.
Okay. And as your axe spills through it, and again, a gout of that noxious, thick, sticky black blood pours onto the ground. It doesn't fully bifurcate it, but you see the two halves kind of falls lifeless to the ground.
And then I'm going to move over to the circle, hoping Zenesha is now back to normal.
She would be.
I'm going to use my second attack action to slam the crap out of this circle.
Okay. Yep, go ahead and make your attack.
And this is just a normal, not a... Be a 26 to hit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Full damage.
13 slashing magicalness.
The magic of the circle shatters, and the runes go dark, go black. And air... Oh, shit. Oh, there's a thunderclap as the atmosphere collapses back in, which deals 46 damage to every creature in the zone. Nine. Wow. Okay. 11 points of bludgeoning damage, or thunder damage rather, to everyone, including that beholder that's still up.
That's all I can do right now.
It is the remaining beholder's turn.
But now everybody can breathe. Yay.
Yes. And sound returns as well, which That sound returns just in time to hear clunk as Sashem falls. The beholder is going to move. There. And it's going to make a stalk attack at Ceradyn. Okay. Ceradyn, I need a dexterity saving throw. It's a fail against the disintegration ray. Okay. What's your hit point total, Ceradyn?
$59.
Were you already hurt?
My current health before this was 39.
You all see Ceradyn's gone. No body remains. Erased by the sickly green laser from the second beholder. Zenesha, it's your turn.
Thankfully, I'm not charmed anymore. But Basil, you would see, since you're right there, like her come out of the charm, and you would immediately see like it's like her whole body gets heavy, and she's gonna say, "I'm so sorry," and then she's gonna turn around and get back into the fight.
A rage
gonna
fills
aim.
you at a higher level than you have ever felt before, Zenesha.
Okay. She's going to be aiming for the stupid eye stalks now. Once they're gone.
Zenesha, as you turn and run towards the beholder, there's this shattering sound that you all hear. This and you are all back on the cart in front of the Tide Peak Tower as a halfling runs up. Please, shoot me in the face. Please kill me, please. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.